Hi, I'm Steve Berry. It's time for the preview of our July motorcycle sale here at Manor Park Classics. Do you remember these? I do. You don't have to remember these because we've got bikes from the 1920s up to the 2020s. Right, first one, 1979, Yamaha RD350LC, the legendary LC. This one is a nice example of what the lads have put down is an iconic 1980s two-stroke, and they ain't kidding. 347 two-stroke parallel twin, of course. It's liquid-cooled, six-speed gearbox. This one's imported to the UK 4 years ago. So where would this have been originally? Would it have been in Japan? No, I would imagine the United States. Mile per hour clocks on this and showing 1,500 miles. From brand new in 1979. There's a bit of surface rust here and there. Tyres are very good. They look and feel new. Saddle is good. It's original. That's why this is crazed. I'm sure that can be, without being repainted, I'm pretty sure that can be rubbed back and sorted out. He said confidently. People are saying, you don't know what you're talking about. And by the way, had you noticed, Dream Machine have ceased trading. Legendary paint shop here in the UK. They've ceased trading. Not because they've gone bust or anything like that. The bloke's just retired. That's it. And fine work he's done for many decades. But you always used to go, oh, send it to Dream Machine. Not anymore, I don't think. 1980. Oh, what was the reserve on that, you want to know, or the estimate? On that one, it was £3,000 to £3,500. The 1979 RD350LC. It's sat around a lot. It's only done 1,500 miles. RD350LC, this one looks like, because of the wear down here on the discs and the pitting on the fork legs and what have you, that it's gone a lot further. He said confidently, yes, nearly 15,000 miles on this one. 1980 it's from. It's in the blue, which I prefer to the white. You, of course, have your own opinions. We all have them, don't we? And I like it when you express them down in the comments. I do. I love it. Like we said, nearly 15,000 miles from new. This one imported to the UK in 2016. And the estimate on that one is £5,000 to £6,500. It's very bright, the sunlight in here. I don't even notice, but we are experiencing exceptional weather here in the UK. Even in the northwest, and the sun is so bright coming through, I can barely read what's been written down here. That's my excuse anyway. 6,000 to £6,500. This one's lovely. Look at the paint on it. Fantastic. That must have been redone. Look what good order everything's in. Little bit of surface rust on the pipes. Original pipes. When have you seen original pipes on an LC? Wow. 6,000 to £6,500. Now, I like this, and I know it's caught the eye of people already because I was going to throw a leg over it. But if I'm honest, these pants are a bit tighter than they were the last time I wore them. I've been enjoying the sunshine outside the local public house. I might have tucked away a bit too much of the cold refreshment. I'll tell you what, I'll give it a try. Let's see. Hey, I'm on. Come on. Right, and I'll tell you why it's attracted attention, because you can just see yourself having a lot of fun on this, can't you? It's a fun bike. We've got some thoroughly intimidating, frightening monsters coming up in the sale later, which I, of course, love, and I'm sure you do. But this is just a fun little bike, and you can just imagine saying to someone, man, woman, whatever, come on, get on. People would want to go on the back, wouldn't they, of a bike like this, and you want to ride it. CB500, fully running, registered as historic, electric start. Has it also got a kickstart? No, it's just electric start. All right, okay. From 1977, 15,000 miles on it, 1,500 quid to £2,000. Right, let's see if I can get off as gracefully as I got on. Not quite. Royal Enfield Crusader, 1961. God, 1961? This one's got a Kickstarter, rather obviously. 33,500 miles on it since 61, so it's 65-year-old. A pensioner, as was. And a proper Café racer. Now these bars, let me put it a bit more upright. These bars are what they called Ace bars, after the Ace Café, because They mimic clip-ons which would attach directly to the fork leg and been separate, but they're not. They're just bent round there to imitate clip-ons, if you will. He said, God, it doesn't have lean on that stand. Oof. I'm reluctant to, hold on. Yeah, just about. Think I'd be having a look at that if I was in the market for this one. If you are, we reckon it'll go for between £1,000 and £1,500. It's reported to be running and everything working as you'd expect it to. 250, air-cooled, overhead valve, 4-stroke single, £1,000 to £1,500. You wouldn't get into a proper classic British bike any cheaper than that, I don't think. And it's all there, and it's ready to go, running, riding, everything. Those crash bars on the back are a bit odd, aren't they? They are unusual, to say the least. I think they might have to go, if this were mine. I like it. £1,000 to £1,500. Where are you going to get a nice bit of historic British motorcycle engineering like that in good order? Not brilliant, but all working for that kind of money. Now, I know somebody that's dead interested in this, and you only really have to look at it to understand why, don't you? 1982 Moto Morini 500 Sei. 500 Sei, doesn't that mean 6? 6V. 500 Sei, no, it doesn't, it means 500, you idiot. I nearly said something else then. 42,000 on the odometer. So is this a originally a British one? Has it got like Benji... Philip Ewells of Blackburn, Lancashire. Yeah. Now, of course, a very well-known Triumph. And recently, Manchester weirdly went a couple of years without a Honda dealership, which would have seemed utterly bizarre. I was talking to somebody who was a big cheese at Honda in the 90s, and he said, can you imagine a city like Manchester not having a Honda motorcycle dealership? Anyway, it does now. It's Philip Ewells. He's also got a big Triumph dealership just on the outskirts of the city centre. Sold new from there. A beautifully designed, people have said this was the best handling. Yes, I know they're down on power, but they say that this is the best handling motorcycle of the 80s, rather. Twin discs on the front as well, so it's got plenty of stopping power. Benefits from Hagen shocks on the back. We've got the original owner's manual, it's HPI clear. We've got the V5 and the key. It was restored in 2005, so 20 odd years ago now. It must have been barely ridden since then. At huge expense, we've got all the paperwork to go with that. It's in fine order. Like I say, I know a lad who's in the market for one of these, and you know, he's a mate, and I've said, have a look at this one because it's a lovely, lovely thing, and we reckon it will sell for between £2,750 and £3,250. 1995 Honda CB500. Get to work, go for a bit of a squirt at the weekend, 2-up touring, get some panniers, throw over panniers on the back there, no screen, wind in your teeth, all that sort of carry on. Cast wheels, single disc up the front. It's kind of motorcycling, it's had a bit of a respray at some point. I love the fact that whoever resprayed this didn't bother to either take that off or even pop that up. But it kind of looks all right. Look, it is what it is. We have everything here, come one, come all. A nice cheapie for you. Perfect starter, as it says here. This is Rob. I know Rob, who's one of the lads here. Big racing man, just come back from the Southern 100, where he did very well. Well done, Rob. I reckon he's written this one, this description, because he says, why not have this as a perfect starter for the CB500 race series? Yes, excellent idea if you fancied a bit of that, because, oh, look at the mileage, 64,000 miles. It was somebody's commuter, piece of commute. I'll tell you what as well. Oh, is that a Motad exhaust? That's a recent addition, isn't it? Look at that. As if it'd be like that after nearly 65,000 miles. Bits of rust here and there. It's a good, honest motorcycle that's done a lot of work in its life since 1995, just over 30 years now. Part of a small private collection. Somebody's just used this for work. What are they talking about, the lads? No reserve on that one. A good, honest, fully working Honda CB500 would make an excellent basis for a race bike. As the lads say, no reserve on that one. Moto Guzzi, I've been encouraged to say by you lot. I'm going to try it. There's no T in it, but I'm going to try it anyway. Moto Guzzi. Phil's shaking his head. It's not me, Phil, it's the people in the comments. Said you're saying it wrong, Berry. Fully running and rideable example. Lovely. I like this metal flake paint. Must be original, surely. What a handsome motorcycle. It couldn't be anything but a Moto Guzzi. I do like this seat, where you get a big, like, mad comfy seat like that, and the person on the back gets a big, mad comfy seat, and something to hold on to. Again, you know, if you were thinking of two-up travel, rather than just thinking about yourself, like most blokes, obviously, you might want something like this, because I reckon somebody would be a lot happier sitting on the back there with that comfortable seat and that to hang on to than a lot of motorcycles. But that's just me. 71, wow. So what does that make it now? 55-year-old? Wow. Obviously it's MOT and tax exempt. It's got these little indicators on here just to make it a bit more usable. Would it have had indicators originally? Probably not. Oh, yeah, of course it would. They're there on the switch gear. People are going, don't rush to the comments just yet. They're there on the switch gear. I like the pipes as well. Look at that. Moto Guzzi, they couldn't help but make things look classy. Paint's reacted there. It's had a bit of a respray, and that's plastic. That's metal. It's gone right on the metal, not so great on the plastic. But otherwise, a distinctive, good-looking motorcycle. Drums front and rear. Drum brakes front and rear in 1971. Moto Guzzi hung on to technology a lot longer than a lot of other companies. Mind you, BMW, Harley, Guzzi, very strong identities, hanging on to the technology, making their bikes look like they made them. There's an original. 8,231 kilometres from new. It's barely been used. 2,500 to 3,000 is our estimate. Don't forget there are fees. All the information is available at our excellent website, manorparkclassics.com. Mr. P's giving me the thumbs up. I kept saying .co.uk because I didn't think we'd be able to get .com, but obviously the people who work in the office are cleverer than me, and they managed to get it, manorparkclassics.com. MZ ES175. Now, you lot know I've got a bit of a fetish for these things. I mean, look at it. Looks that only a mother could love. It's got a weird rubber handle. Mr. P, it's got a weird rubber handle. Look at that. What an oddball. What an oddball. When's it from? 1965. Look at the front mudguard. What on earth is going on there? A proper Soviet motorcycle. I think deliberately designed so that it specifically did not look like a motorcycle built by the capitalist running dogs of Europe, the United States, or Japan. An ES175-1. So obviously it's a single cylinder. It's a two-stroke. 4-speed gearbox, kickstart, chain drive, leading link, of course, on the front forks, because you don't want those decadent, hold on, telescopic. They are telescopic, but they're leading link. Right, yes. So, because they do that if they were putting a chair on it. Just a workhorse, isn't it? You weren't allowed to have fun in communist countries back then. No, it was strictly not allowed. But you could have fun on something like this, I suppose. You can have fun on any, let's be honest. You can have fun on any motorcycle. 175cc, nearly as old as me, 61-year-old motorcycle. You could have fun on that. Not least when people say, what's that? Why is it so ugly? I love it. What do we reckon on this one? 1,500 quid to £2,000 is the estimate on the fully running 1965. It's all there. MZ ES175. We've got the full V5 on it, UK plate on it as well, on a C plate back there, just FYI. I like this. Phil, I've fallen a bit in love with this one. Do you know why? Because I think it looks great, it sounds great, it goes very, very fast indeed, and it's got an absolute plethora of parts, a plethora of performance parts, easy for me to say, that have been added to what was already an outstanding motorcycle. Look at the adjustable levers. Look at the carbon fibre dress-up kit on the engine. Look at the GPR fantastically saucy and sexy exhaust system. Made out of what? Titanium? Oof, blimey. Polished swinging arm, that looks great. It's the V4S. V4 hyper naked, 1000cc, 6-speed, full service history up to 2023. It's done 31,000 miles. It's a badass motorcycle. It's got heated grips. It's like badass, like in your face, carbon fibre, super performance. Somebody smoked the back tyre and melted it within an inch of its life. Still quite a bit of life left in this one though. But it's also got heated grips. Just in case it's a bit chilly when you're pulling a grandstanding wheelie. 2011 it's from, that already. Wow, can't believe that. And 31,000 miles, nearly 32,000 miles. 2,750 to 3,250 pounds for a motorcycle with that much presence and performance. Bargain of the sale so far. Suzuki GT250, that's what this would be. I love these. What a great looking bike. When you think what a 250 meant back in the day, like a BSA C15 or whatever, or something like that, or a Triumph, a Tiger Cub, and then within what, 5-8 years of that being the staple 250, this is what you could have. What a time to be alive, eh? 1975. 247 air-cooled, two-stroke parallel twin. And of course, it's a twin. It's not a single. Most manufacturers would have said, yeah, 250, give them a single. No, a twin, a 250 twin with ram air and shiny, shiny everywhere and lovely metallic, ocean blue metallic paint. Absolutely fantastic. Good MOT history file on this one. We've got a key, we've got the V5. Is it a UK bike? MPH, yeah. Nearly 20,000 on that one. 1975, just 20,000 miles. It's a properly lovely restoration on this bike. Braided lines on the front for the disc brake. A disc brake in 1975. 2 cylinders, twin carburetors. Wow, like I said, what a time to be alive. And it's got a Kickstarter. You've got to love that, haven't you? As well as electric start? No, you've just got a Kickstarter. Be right that you could push it otherwise, couldn't you? 4,000, 4,500. That's always a test of if you think you passed it, isn't it? Can you, A, pick up your motorbike if it falls over? B, could you bump start it if you had to? I reckon I can still do both. But that's because I ride a Honda 90. You can't bump start an automatic. It was meant to be a joke. I should have done more work on it. Suzuki GT185, like this. Again, very similar to that one that we've just seen. This is the 185 version. It's just arrived. It's had a bit of a restoration, a repaint there on the tank. These side panels have had a repaint, not quite as successful. A little bit of pitting there on the exhaust, nothing terrible. It's in very good order. The front mudguard's good. The tyres are, yeah, but brand new. Tyres are brand new. New tyres. It's had a decent restoration, but they haven't gone mad. Might replace that rubber grip there, but you'll say to it, oh, you can't get them. That's why they've not done it. Needs a polish, needs a shine, needs a bit of love. It's ready to go. 14,000 miles on those brown face. I do like a brown face clock, don't you? Careful, I would say that. From 1979, it's just a ride and we reckon it'll sell for between 1,500 quid and £2,000. Don't forget, there are fees and commission to be paid on that. 1955, AJS, 16 MS, a robust, running, lovely British classic. Look at the seat. It's huge. Yeah, AJS, they won the first Grand Prix, didn't they? They won the championship that year. Les Graham, yeah, 1947, or was it 48? Tell me in the comments. I know they won the first one. They didn't win any others. Other people took that on after them. And of course, in recent years, this name's come back on sort of like little cheaply made 4-stroke tiddlers from China, I would imagine. which to me is a bit of a shame because real AJSs were more like this, much grander motorcycles. Not necessarily the fastest, but very well put together. As the lads say in their excellent description here, very robust, very quite, may seem an odd thing to say, but a grown-up motorcycle, an AJS, you know, not for boy racers, is I think what I mean. It's a 350 overhead valve, 4-stroke single, runs and rides as intended, and like we say, between 3,500 and 4,000 is the estimate. Don't forget the buyer's premium is 15%, and there's a minimum charge of 300 quid plus VAT on our motorcycles, which is less than on the cars. Yes, we do sell cars here at Manor Park, but we keep them downstairs because, you know, we don't really get on with those guys. It's difficult. They don't like bikes. Norton 750 Café, right, so we like bikes, and look at this. What's not to like about this one? 1959 it's from. It is a 745cc air-cooled overhead parallel twin, the classic British motorcycle configuration. It's a 750 Commando engine from later on in a Dominator frame from earlier on. It was built in 2013. Various work on it includes powder coating, polishing, fuel and oil tanks, new wheels, new forks, stainless fixings, new bearings, reground crank, new pistons, the barrel was rebored, new valves, new wiring, new gearbox, new. What a lovely thing it is. That was done in 2013. It's obviously not had that much use since. However, the tax ran out in October 1959. Right, so I found out that in California, so I bought an old Jag, and I found out that if you got caught on the road using it, you were liable for like the back tax that hadn't been paid on it. I don't think it had been driven for like 25 years. But I had to get to the smog test centre, which was literally just down the end of the road. So I was looking out to see if there was any traffic, and I thought, I know exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to pull out, and then the cops are going to pull in behind me. Excuse me, sir, you owe 24 years back taxes on this Jag. Fortunately, in this country, you don't have to pay somebody else's unpaid taxes. And of course, this became MOT and tax exempt a long time ago because it's from 1959. What a beautifully done thing. It's not wearing clip-ons, it's wearing these flat bars instead, which would make life quite a bit easier for you as the rider. It's strictly a one-person machine. It's beautifully done. It would have cost a ton of money. I love it. I like the red frame as well. I think it works really well, and the red painted barrels. You might be thinking, I agree with you, Berry. That is a fantastic looking motorcycle. How much? Well, we reckon £6,000 to £6,500 on the 1959 Norton 750 dummy frame Commando motor, the big 750 Commando engine. High performance. Good job it's got that big drum brake on the front there, not a tiddler, because it's going to take some stopping that. Love it. And they've not put clip-ons on, at which point it kind of becomes a bit of an ornament, to be honest, because I've ridden them, I've had one, and it's a bit much. That was lads riding these back in the day, young lads, 19, 20, 21, 22, flexible, not like us lot. Much better idea than bars. Royal Enfield Bullet 500 trials. Not really 4 trials. Imagine doing trials on this big thing. Wow. But the look of a trials bike from back in the day. What a good looking motorcycle. Royal Enfield, when's this from? 2019. Well, they're making even better looking bikes today, but this is a good looking motorcycle. Again, a single seater. 500cc air-cooled single, inspired by Johnny Britton's 1949 competition bike. A lovely example. Ridden in by the owner, we've got the V5 and 2 keys, 1,700, you can't have a bike like this for that much, surely. 1,750 to 2,250. Miles, 3,000. Barely been round the block. It's got a Kickstarter. It's got electric start. It's in lovely, lovely condition. Somebody's given it a proper clean, and it's cheap. Get bidding this Friday. We start at 11 o'clock. 1971 Triumph Trident T150. A revelation to me the first time I rode one of these, because I was a bit of a Japanese bike man. I'm from '64. By the time I started getting into it, Japanese bikes were in their full glory. And even though my dad had a Commando and I liked that, I looked at British bikes as being the past and Japanese bikes as being the future. Rode one of these a few years down the road and thought, what a fantastic bike. What a great bike these are. I know the twins get all the attention, but these triples are really something. When you ride one, you don't appreciate them until you ride one. Then you think, I'm an idiot, they're fantastic. You probably knew all this anyway. Electric start, this one's got, and a kickstart because it's from 1971. Huge stack of invoices, an enormous amount of money's been spent on this bike over the years. We've got all the paperwork to prove that. It runs, rides, has been used recently. Only 1,500 miles since it was restored. I like this black and white monochrome paint scheme with the thin gold lines. These bars are great. I love bars that just sit like, it's just so cool, isn't it? Is this a US import? It's on a J plate. Love it. Great looking bike. It's in good order. It's not Concours by any stretch of the imagination. That's been, has it been replaced? It looks original, the amount of wear. It's in very good order. The odometer's showing 2,000 miles. That's what the odometer's showing. That's what we know. £4,000 to £4,500, the estimate on that one. 1990, Manx Engineering Manxman. This is something a bit special. Incredibly rare collector's machine. It is a homage to a recreation of the original Manx Norton. Why do we say Manx Norton and not Norton Manx? Tell me in the comments. I've never known that. Like all kinds of things I've never known, which, as we go on, is becoming increasingly apparent, isn't it, Mr. P? He's saying nothing, but he's smirking. That's what he's doing, he's smirking. 11 to 13,000 pounds is the estimate on this one. It is, of course, a 500cc single cylinder, single overhead camshaft with a custom cast aluminium alloy crankcases. Full track race specification. They made 50 of these. It's in the best colour scheme. It doesn't say Norton on the motorcycle, it says Manxman. The colours tell you what it's all about. It's got all the bits you'd expect it to have. It's ready to go. Can you imagine the sound that comes out of that megaphone there? What a glorious piece of kit this is. A proper tribute to one of the greatest racing motorcycles of all time, the Manx Norton. I rode one at Goodwood. What a friendly motorcycle compared to, I've ridden a few old race bikes and most of them are terrifying. But a Manx Norton, I found it just, it was like it was your mate. It wanted to help you to go faster. This is a homage, a replica. The real ones, yeah, a different kettle of fish. But how cheap is this? 11 to 13,000 is the estimate. Wow. Oh, look at this. It's got 2 levers. Look at that. What a thing. Now, when I went to see Mr. Fritz Egli at his workshop in Switzerland, he let me have a go on one of these, but he asked me to ride it in Germany, which was just over the border instead of Switzerland, because apparently he had a bit of trouble. It's funny, isn't it? It's like Jack Daniels. Do you know why it's like Jack Daniels, Phil? Talking to the cameraman. I'm saying because Jack Daniels, it's made in Lynchburg, which is a dry county, isn't it? They don't sell alcohol in the place that it's actually made. Fritz was building these incredible bikes there in Switzerland, and he did VMAXs as well, of course. He's gone now, not so long gone. Good bloke, met him, was there for a couple of days, that's all, but good bloke, did some amazing work. But if you went to ride one of his bikes, you go, can you just go over the border into Germany and ride it there? Take my van. Ironic, really. What a bike, just look at that. What a beauty. Is that the most beautiful motorcycle we've had so far here at Manor Park? I think it might be. There's me saying, oh, the Norton Commando's the best looking bike ever made, the best looking production bike, but this special Vincent, with all the big Mad Vincent seat and all the stuff that's a bit awkward these days, with all of that gone, and instead, saucy, sexy, single seat unit, clip-on bars, true clip-ons, little bikini fare in there. look at the size of the drum brake on the front there. The spokes are about 2.5 inches long because the front drum brake is so massive. A hand-built, collectible motorcycle with all sorts of modern stuff on, like these shocks with a remote reservoir on the back, twin shocks. It's got the looks of the best Norton, Triumph, matchless-based Café racers, but with probably the greatest motorcycle engine of all time. But as I say, with all the advantages of the modern kit, like that rear swinging arm. Oh, I'm lost for words for once. It's just a beautiful, exotic, hand-built bit of kit in amazing condition. And I am dreading what the estimate on this one's going to be, because it's going to be a lot of money. Well, guess what? It is not as much as you would expect it to be. So it's a John Mosey classic recreation, JMR Egli-Vincent. So it's a John Mosey classic recreation of the Egli-Vincent 1000. So you've got your 1000cc air-cooled twin with 66 horsepower, 5-speed manual. This one's got electric start. I'm trying to think of something to compare it with, and it's really hard. I would think perhaps the racing lightweight E-types that I've seen at places like Goodwood, where it's just a classic that we all love, but which has its limitations in the modern world, updated for use now, and with all the stuff that's a bit like that. I've never liked the seat on Vincent's. I'm sure they work well for two-up touring, but you're not telling me that doesn't look miles better. What a bike. 45 to 50,000 pounds is the estimate on the 2007. Must have been barely used since then. It's nearly 20 years ago now. 2007 JMR Egli-Vincent 1000, the best looking road bike we have ever had, in my humble opinion, here at Manor Park Classics. The start of our show this Friday. We kick off at 11 o'clock. Register to bid online and peruse all of the bikes in the sale at our excellent website. What a bike. BMW R26 from 1959. 247cc 4-stroke single, respectfully restored. In other words, if something was in decent condition, like this lovely saddle, what does it say on the back there? Shorts, Manor? I don't know. But the people who made it were proud of what they'd done, and they should be, because it's still in fantastic condition. Is this the original one? I think it could be. All sorts of things on this bike. Oh, look at that. It was sold new in the Netherlands, but it is registered here in the UK, because it's got a UK plate back there. It's done. 75,000 kilometres, just showing how well made this German tackle used to be. Not sure about now, but back in the day, it was beautifully put together, as good or better than anything being made anywhere in the world. And like we say, a respectful restoration. So if it was in good order, it's been left as it's been restored rather than replaced. Things that have had to be replaced have been. Great looking machine, really well bolted together. 4,250 to 4,750 on the BMW R26 from 1959. We've got a V5, we've got the key, and it runs beautifully. Bonnet, T100, low mileage, lovely colour combination. It says here. Late 2016, next gen, right, so it was just as they changed over to this version with throttle bodies instead of carburetors. No, they changed before that, didn't they? 2007, they changed from carbs to injection. Liquid cooled, high torque, 900cc. That's right, lads, it's the new high torque one. 2 keys, all the dealer book service supplied. It's done. 3,745 miles from new. It's got a brown saddle and brown grips. It's got a rack on the back. It's got the standard exhaust, which looks to be in excellent condition. This bike has covered virtually no mileage. It's got a saucy little fairing on the front. Retro style, £4,000 to £4,500 to you, sir, or madam. Well, that's what we reckon the hammer is going to fall at. Norton International, Model 30, derived from Norton's Works racing bike. Of course, that's what they used to do, didn't they? They'd win at the Isle of Man or wherever, then they'd get back to Birmingham and go, we need to do this, this and this. And down the road, the motorcycle buying public would get all of the benefits of what they'd learnt. That's exactly what this bike's about, the 1950 Norton International Model 30. It's in good rather than excellent order. It's had a life. Do we know how many miles it's done? It's got just under 5,000 on the odometer. Last owner showing on the logbook had owned it since 1959, a direct evolution, this one, of Norton's Isle of Man winning machinery. We've got the buff logbook for this one. It's matching numbers, engine and frame go together, and they've always been together since 1950. Part of a deceased estate. The only reason that we've got our hands on it, unfortunately, the gentleman who'd owned it since 59 has passed on. It's ended up here. It's off to a new owner. Perhaps that's going to be you. Yeah, Norton. The unapproachable Norton. Well, you can certainly approach this one if you come to Throttle Thursday. It's our, not quite monthly get-together on a Thursday before the sale. Great opportunity for you to pop down. They're becoming quite popular. We have food and drink. We're up here on the mares. You don't have to deal with the car people. Who wants to deal with them lot? Don't want anything to do. We've got our own way of getting in and out, so we don't have to. Look, if you want to come and look at the cars, you can look at the cars as well. We've got some amazing cars on our sale on Saturday. The car sale's Saturday, the bike sale's Friday. Throttle Thursday. It's a great opportunity to come down, have a cheeky flat white with the lads, have a poke about, see what you like. I'll be here, but as I say, don't let that put you off. Royal Enfield Continental GT. Tidy retro-style cafe racer. Do you know what? I've learned how well Royal Enfield have done since they started doing this sort of thing, because we have so many of them through the sale, and we wouldn't have them if they hadn't sold them in the first place, would we? And it's easy to see why. If you wanted a Triumph with all this style and performance, or a Norton, well, maybe this has got less performance rather obviously, but it's certainly got the look and it's got the name. Don't forget Royal Enfield. The Royal Enfield Constellation was the fastest bike on the road back in the day when the lads were doing a ton up on the North Circular and then having a cup of tea and a woodbine at the Ace Café. The Royal Enfield, yeah, the Constellation, that was the fastest bike in the world in its time, like 61, 62. This is a Royal Enfield, a different kettle of fish. It is a 535 air-cooled single-cylinder four-stroke, starts on the button, very clean, 2 keys, £2,500 to £3,000 on this rather lovely. That seems cheap, doesn't it? If you want a retro bike, look, it's got a Kickstarter as well, which, if you're into this sort of thing, if you're doing the gold-top boots and the Waddington jacket and the Davida helmet with goggles and all that carry on, but you don't want to spend 15, 20 grand, why not bid for this one in our sale this Friday? Because we reckon £2,500 to £3,000 is where Tom will bring his hammer down. That's where he likes to bring his hammer. Phil's shaking his head. Come on, that's not a bad Tom impression. Our excellent auctioneer, Tom. He's quick. Once he gets rocking, Tom, so pay attention. If you're in the room or you're online, Tom cooks with gas. Velocette KTP, 1930s Velocette. I like Velocettes. They're like the thinking man's Triumph Norton BSA, aren't they? They're just a bit different. Is that a Norton? No. Is it a Triumph? No, it's not a Triumph. Oh, it must be a BSA. No, sir. It is a Velocette. So much technology they brought to motorcycling. They didn't sell as many bikes as people like Norton and Triumph, but the bikes they built were fantastic. Like this one from 1934. 348 single cylinder overhead camshaft, lovely older restoration. We've got the V5. 1926, 28 and 29 TT winners. Yeah, when you could be proud of that. Not that you're not proud of it now, but back in the day that would have been a super big deal, wouldn't it? It looks very old-fashioned, but I've ridden a few Velocettes and they feel surprisingly modern, even though this one is getting on for 100 years old. 7,750 to 8,250, our estimate on the 1934 Velocette KTP, a true classic bike, because that term is often overused, but not in this instance. 1969 Triton TR6R. Now, Felipe is saying, why does it say Norton on the side, Berry? Well, because it's a Triton. The folk that are looking at this, Mr. P, know what's going on. It's got a Norton featherbed frame. It's got this big Norton wide line style racing tank. Metal? Thought it might be plastic. Is it plastic? I think it's metal. What a beautiful thing this is. Wow, I've seen so many of these that have been done on a bit of a budget. This one has been done on a budget, and that budget was no expense spared, however much it costs to make it absolutely perfect. Have we got the road holder forks up the front? They are either road holders or a replica thereof, and they're in beautiful, they look brand new in fact, as does, it's not though, but this front, this large drum brake on the front. Proper clip-on handlebars which attach John Tickle, these look like, or a replica thereof. I'm not making that up, Phil. They look like John Tickle handlebars, as does the bracket for the headlight. All done like this single seat unit on the back here saying Norton, even though the engine is very much that out of a Triumph. Because, quick education for Mr. P here, you lot all know this, the Norton featherbed frame was known for its handling. The Triumph parallel twin 650 engine was known for its torque and its power. The lads back in the day would put the two together to create the ultimate road-burning motorcycle and then go a bit mad. If you're in London, that would have been the Ace, the Busy Bee in Watford, Chelsea, Bridge, T-Shack. If you're up here in Manchester, apparently the Skyways Café at Manchester Airport was a great place to hang out until operations ceased for the day on the airport. Then the lads would nip in through a hole in the fence and go up and down the runway. Different times. Recreate those better times. They were better times, weren't they, I think, probably. On this beautifully made, it's brand new. It's a brand new Café Racer with, and I've looked at a lot of these, no expense spared in its construction. Vassal carburetors, twin carbs there. I'm just looking at this and seeing money. Beautiful workmanship. The oil tank, all this powder coating here, this fantastic reverse cone mega exhaust system. The wheels are brand new, stainless obviously, spokes and rims, newish tyres, the seat, everything. Money has been thrown at this, but they also knew what they were doing and they got the best and it all goes together beautifully. It's one of the best Café races I've ever seen. 7,500 to 8,000 on the 69 Triton. I know it says Norton on the tank. Triton TR6R. What a bike. It's an American motorcycle. It's a Yamaha AT1 from the 1970s, but this is very much an American style of motorcycle, isn't it? It's a trail bike, not a trials bike, not an enduro, not a motocross. It's for going down sort of forest trails. We were talking about this the other day. The Americans have got that thing, haven't they? Right to roam, where there's like these big wide open spaces and you haven't got like a feisty red-faced bloke with a shotgun, possibly Jeremy Clarkson, telling you, get off my land. They've got more room, more space. Hence motorcycles like this with a big old rack on the back where you could put your bivvy and your sort of cooking stuff and all that. And you could take off into the great outdoors. Very, very popular back in the day. Imported to the UK in 2019. It's done, well, on the odometer it's got 4,494 miles on it, and there's nothing to indicate it's done more than that. It's in good order, it's not great. That seat cover's of recent vintage rather than original. And it's registered as historic. We've got the Nova document. There's no UK plate on it. £1,400 to £1,900 is the estimate on the Yamaha AT1. Very clean, as the lads say. Yeah. AJS 16 MS. A fantastic usable Wolverhampton machine. Yeah, AJS of Wolverhampton. This one is a 347 overhead valve, single cylinder, great condition. Original tank and mudguards are supplied with this one, because you're saying, yeah, they're a bit jazzy. They're a bit sort of fancy Dan fuel tank and mudguards. AJS, as I've already said, quite a conservatively styled motorcycle, a grown-up motorcycle. But this one's got the, that is metal, fancy Dan tank there. Look at that foam filter there on the carburetor, very modern. Single seat, of course, we've got a tool roll there. The exhaust is definitely not the one that it left the Wolverhampton factory with, but we've got the original tank and mudguards. Good charging system with a modern rectifier instead of what it would have come out of the factory back in 1958. Recent front and rear brake shoes, a competition silencer. Yeah, has been made to fit there by somebody and tucked up out of the way so that, you know, a bit of what is it? What year is it? 58. Yeah, obviously. So pre-65 trials work, perhaps, on this one. 3,250 to 3,750 on the 58 AJS 16 MS. AJS 16 MC, a rare example, supplied by Joe Francis Motors Limited. There on the alloy rear mudguard. Obviously, again, Dunlop saddle. Is it rubber? Who doesn't like a rubber saddle? Very tactile. Competition tank on this one. What a handsome machine this is. Member of the AJS Owners Club previously. What good order this bike's in. Look at that. It's lean and lithe, isn't it? This AJS with telehydraulic front forks. Look at that. A telehydraulic spring fork. What wonders we have in 1957 from this motorcycle. The odometer says it's done 220 miles. We doubt that. We imagine it's been refurbished at some point, as has the rest of the motorcycle. It's in lovely order. Very shiny. Very few signs of use since, obviously, a restoration. New Armours exhaust and silencer, competition Lucas Magneto. It's had a recent rebore with original fitment Hepolite piston. Excellent chrome work. We've got a green logbook for it and a V5. It's a Kickstarter. It's a fantastic looking motorcycle. It's usable on the road or a little bit of gentle off-road use. Back in the day, they would have been giving it large on something like this, wouldn't they? So why not now? Well, maybe because it's a lovely old girl that is now nearly 70 years old. Fabulous. Looks great, doesn't it? Proper British bike. £6,500 to £7,000 is our estimate on that one. BSA Hornet, I like this. Outstanding rare bike. 650 air-cooled overhead valve parallel twin, part of a small high-end collection. It runs and rides as it should. I had a good old chat with the owner. We had this in the sale last time. It almost met its reserve price, but not quite. It's rare, it's unusual, it's good looking. If you sit on it, you just want to buy it, you want to ride it. It's not the obvious, it's a BSA Hornet. When have you seen one of these like this in this sort of condition? It's just such a cool piece of kit. It's in great condition, and the estimate is 7,250 to 7,750. Maybe it'll sell in our sale this Friday. There's 66 BSA Hornet, a rare bike in fantastic condition. It looks great. If you don't look at that and want to ride it, you can't call yourself a motorcyclist. Yeah, I'm saying that. If you don't want to ride this, I can perfectly understand why, because it's a bit of a monster. 2003 Honda XR400R, what a bike. If you know what you're looking at here, then you know exactly what this is all about. 400cc air-cooled 4-stroke single with Honda's radial 4-valve combustion chamber, RFVC technology. Again, you know, I'm always banging on about Honda, aren't I? I like Honda. Yes, I like Honda. Guess why? They've been consistently innovative. They changed motorcycling forever. Lots of things that they did, everybody else followed them. Lots of things that they did, nobody followed them. But they've always been brave, Honda. They've always done new things. And that's why they've come, or do they dominate the motorcycle world still? Discuss, put it in the comments. £3,000 to £3,500 on a road registered. Yeah, so you can obviously, when you get into the mucky bits, you can actually ride it on the tarmac bits. I usually bin it on the tarmac. Not on the grassy bit, I always fall off on the blinking tarmac. XR400R, no need to fall off on this one. £3,000 to £3,500 is our estimate this Friday. Something a bit different, something a bit special, something a bit space age. There's your future, lads. The Stark Varg MX80. Just arrived, this one. It says we're facing a stark future on what, right, you're never going to believe what this is. You see this like pit stand, paddock stand, workbench, whatever you want to call it. Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is, Mr. P? That is a wireless charger. Yeah, baby, that's the wireless charger. You plug that into the mains, it plugs into you can either plug the bike into it or it's charging it wireless. Oh, unbelievable. What a thing, look at the tech on this. So it looks a bit like that Honda we were just looking at from 20 years ago, but do you know what I think they've done here? Stark. It's not Tony Stark, is it? AKA Iron Man. Is this what he rides when he's not like saving the universe? Possibly. If you've heard of this, you've read the reports, I very much doubt you've ridden one because they're super rare, then you'll know that this is no ordinary electric motorcycle. These things are viciously quick. Lots of you will be going, oh, electric bike. Read up on this, see what people have had to say. And the young lads, I'll tell you something, the next generation, they love these. But what I think they've managed to do is make it look like a real motorcycle. Thank goodness. They haven't tried to make it look all wacky and futuristic and stuff like that. They've gone, what do people like? That. They like a bike that looks like that Honda XR that we've just seen. So let's keep it looking like a motorcycle. We'll put this cover, or we'll put everything inside this alloy container there, and we'll make it look like a motorcycle. Great idea. The Stark Varg. Stark Varg, he sounds like the commander of a Klingon warbird, doesn't he? I don't know if I've got that right. If you're a geek and you want to put me right, oh, that's a Romulan warbird, it's a Romulan craft berry, you don't know what you're talking. I don't care, right? But feel free to put me right. The Stark Varg MX80. £6,500 to £7,000, which is considerable saving on how much these things are new. I don't care if you hate it. You feel free to hate it. We've got Velocettes and stuff like that in the sale. We've got a Harley, wartime Harley dispatch rider bike, but we've also got a Stark Varg MX80 because at Manor Park, we've got a lot. £6,500 to £7,000. Apparently, they are viciously quick off the mark. 2004 KTM 525. Speaking of viciously quick, 2004 KTM 525. Yeah, whoa. Recent MOT and ready to go on this one. It's got electric start. An unmolested example, the lads say. Yeah, it looks kind of factory stock, doesn't it? There's not a lot of extras on this. Usually when they've had a really hard life and everything's been replaced, you just think, yeah, it's had a proper tough time, this one. Right, has this one got clocks on it? No, we know that it's gone for 150 hours. So that's downloaded from the ECU, is it? You tell me in the comments, because there's no clock on it. There's no odometer as such, but we reckon it's had 150 hours of use. It's got the RFS engine. Pistons and valves were checked 5 hours ago. Yeah, there must be some way to download information, data, telemetry, whatever you want to call it, from the ECU, so we know what sort of use this bike has had. Again, if I'm completely wrong, yeah, look at that. It's got the standard KTM silencer on it there. So like the lads say, unmolested. Perhaps it's not had too hard a life, this one, because a lot of them have had a very hard life. Pistons and valves, like we say, we checked 5 hours ago. It's in good cosmetic order, good mechanical order. It's got a plate on the back. You can ride it down the road if you care to get to where you're going. And we reckon it's cheap, this. I reckon it's cheap. £2,500 to £3,000 on the KTM 525 MXC. Yamaha YZ125J two-stroke motocross bike, as they all should be. Got to love a two-stroke, haven't you? Come on. Ring, ding, 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 ding. Whose life isn't made better by that noise when you're lying in your back garden on a sun lounger with a Mai Tai and a few digestives on a plate and ring, ding, 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 you think, no you don't, I think, go on lads. Yeah. 6-speed gearbox on the 125 two-stroke single cylinder, water-cooled, lightweight, first year of the YPVS on the 125 dirt bike, and 2,750 to 3,250 on the 82. First year of the YPVS on the YZ125J 1982. Believe it or not, lads and lasses, this motorcycle is 45 years old. Husqvarna FC 250, class leading power on this bike for 2016. The vendor states the bike is ready to go. It's had some wear, it's had some tear, it's lived a life. It's been used for what it is for. Back in 2016, 10 years ago, this was the kiddie, he said, adjusting what he was going to say at the last second. If you're looking at it, you know what you're looking at. 2,250 to 2,750, quite a bit of wear and tear. It's all together, it's ready to go, it does a job, it's had a life, a lot of fun for perhaps 2,250 to 2,750. KTM 450 EXF, it's just arrived, this one. Let's have a look at the condition. It's a Supermoto, it's got Supermoto wheels on it, it's got a plate on the back. There aren't any, oh yeah, there's a Digitalis readout here, but I don't know what miles it's done. It's in very good cosmetic order. The tyres seem good. Have we got, yeah, we've got some lovely XL rims on this and some very sticky looking Bridgestone tyres in good order. Look how good the cosmetics are. The plastic's there. This stuff's all been banged about. Not on this one, it's in great order. The seats, the saddle, look at that, it's like a playing card. 450 KTM, it's just arrived. It's in great order cosmetically. We believe it's all ready to go. We estimate 6,500 to 7,000. 1978 Honda CR250 Elsinore. Bit of a legend, this bike. Who doesn't love a motorcycle with a red painted engine? Like a Tonka toy. Come to life. Fantastic. Legendary these, the Elsinore CR250R, because they took a licking and they kept ticking. These things would just keep going, wouldn't they? When lesser motorcycles would fall by the wayside. This one's in beautiful cosmetic order. Looks like it's just been restored. Everything's great. Tyres, forks, that's just been powder coated, obviously. That fork leg there. These rims, I think, are brand new, as are the tyres. It's a lovely restoration. Somebody spent a hell of an amount of time and a lot of money making it look this lovely. You could make it look less lovely by riding it, but what a great time you'd have. £8,500 to £9,000 on the CR250R. 86 Yamaha YZ250, two-stroke motorbike. It's just had a full restoration. Well, yeah, because otherwise it wouldn't look that great when it's from 1986, i.e. 40 years ago. 6-speed gearbox, lightweight, it's got an arrow exhaust. Apart from that, what you see is what Yamaha put on it. Full restoration. What do we reckon on the 86 Yamaha YZ250F. Well, we reckon 3,250, £3,500 or thereabout is our estimate on that one. The Yamaha YZ250J 1982 two-stroke motocross bike, 5-speed gearbox, Mono X, Mono Cross rear suspension. Yeah, back in 82 that would have been a big deal. Making the power produced by that two-stroke engine more accessible, more usable. It's got brand new tyres. It's had a full restoration. It's got not brand new everything, but it's had a full restoration. The plastics are in great order. New chain. These look like new rims. Tyres are brand new, never been ridden. 3,750 to 4,250. 1982 Yamaha YZ400R, except instead of being a 250, it's twice as big. However, it is still a single-cylinder two-stroke with a 4-speed gearbox, air-cooled, yeah. It's a crossover technology time, isn't it, 82? We're still air-cooled here, but we've got the monoshock rear suspension. Things are changing. Drum brake on the front. It's a real time of change and technology within motorcycle design and engineering. What's the pipe on the back there? A saucy one with a name I've never seen before. American, I would imagine. Yeah, again, if you know what you're looking at, you know what you're looking at, and you're thinking, that one's very good. Somebody spent a ton of money. How much might I be able to snap it up for, Berry? Well, 4,750 to 5,250 is where we reckon the hammer will fall on that Yamaha YZ400J. What an awesome beast. I used to work in a restaurant, and the chef at the restaurant at the end of the road had one of these. And sometimes in my break, because I didn't smoke, I would just wander down the street to stare at this monumental motorcycle. Look at it. Look at the presence, the sheer presence of the damn thing. 1983 Honda CB500F Super Bordeaux. A big name for a big, big bike. 1,062 double overhead cam, 16-valve air-cooled inline 4. Listen to that specification. What a thing that was back in 1983. Road exhaust system included. It's got the Yoshimura racing jobby on there. Yoshimura USA, of course, by that time pops it up. Got his operation over in California. Love that. Original footrest assembly and centre stand if you wanted to replace those rear sets we've got. Fairing kit and brackets are included because, of course, these normally would have had a fairing on, wouldn't they? We've got modern tyres on the front. Look at that twin disc setup on the front there. And these wheels, these composite wheels. Wow, fantastic. 5 keys. I don't know why we've got 5 keys. There are 5 keys with this bike. Just under 30,000 kilometres from new. Right. Okay. Oh no, that's in miles. Right. It's got kilometres and miles rather confusingly, but I'm pretty sure. Right, that's in kilometres. Sorry, I'm just working this out as go along. I don't want to mislead you or give you information which may cause you to bid on something that's something else entirely. The best way not to do that is to come down here, if you possibly can. We're in Leafy Cheshire. We have Throttle Thursdays. Thursdays, come down. Food and drink will be on sale here on the Mez, where we have all of our powered two-wheelers. Keep the cars elsewhere, the car lot. You won't, all I'm saying is you won't want to leave your jacket unattended. Do you know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. But we've got the mezzanine here, 100 machines up here, every era, every genre, every style. Bikes like this, what a piece of kit. Massive bike, isn't it? Look at it. £6,500 to £7,000 on the 1983 CB1100F Super Bordeaux. Big name for a big, big motorcycle. Yamaha RD400. These are popular. This is the unridden one. What do you mean unridden? It's done 1 mile. Yeah, that's right. 1 mile from new. Somebody bought it, stuck it in the window of his motorbike shop, then tucked it away thinking one day that'll be worth a lot of money. And he was right. because our estimate on this unridden Yamaha RD400 from 1976 is £9,000 to £11,000. 1 mile from new, and that's only from pushing it around. Honda GB500 TT, the bike that started the retro bike craze, movement, fad, whatever you want to call it. So, it's a single cylinder, 4-stroke. You know, it was like Honda's version of a Gold Star, wasn't it? Or a Velocette Thruxton. That's what that is. Lovely metallic paintwork. Beautiful details abound on this motorcycle. Single-seater, of course. £5,500 to £6,000. It's very low mileage, it says here. What is it? 6,400. Very desirable, these. I can remember a time when they couldn't give these away, because they're not exactly a ball of fire. I mean, they might imitate a Gold Star, but it's a very gentle experience compared to, I mean, even if you look at where these clip-on handlebars are, it's just all about recreating the late 50s, early 60s style of British single-cylinder road burners, but without all of the unpleasantness. You've got a disc brake on the front there, nice wire wheels and all that, but a gentle, easy to ride, good looking motorcycle. They've become super desirable for a reason which is a bit lost on me, but there's one that's in cracking condition, and it's £5,500 to £6,000, the 85 Honda GB500 TT. Now, I said that wasn't particularly a ball of fire. Here's a ball of fire. A fiery red Italiano Bonneville Tornado 3900. Just arrived, this one. So it's a 3-cylinder. It's an uncompromising riding position on this. Of course, Bonneville, the new Bonneville, not the people who made the 6-cylinder and stuff back in the day, but the new incarnation of Bonneville, best known in the UK for like little monkey bikes and stuff like that, 125s. You see a lot of them knocking about. But they also made this. It's quite amazing, really, isn't it? A super sports motorcycle for the road. No expense spared. Brembo, was this Marchesini or Öhlins? It was all top quality tackle on one of these. Carbon fibre abounds. It's in great condition. It can't have done a lot of miles. Oh, it's digital, so I can't tell you. But there are very few signs of wear and tear on this bike. It's even got the original Bonneville Arrow exhaust system, which was fitted as new. Yes, it looks like an MV Agusta, but then again it would. Can you believe it's 11 years old now? Almost a standard. Very few things on this motorcycle are different to what the factory intended for it. Unusual, rare, bit different to a Ducati. Wow, cheap. £4,000 to £4,500. Can you imagine having something that exotic in such fantastic condition for so little money? Well, if you can, register to bid in our sale this Friday. We kick off at 11 AM this coming Friday. 1987 Honda VFR 400R, nice example of the NC24. The Japanese went a bit crazy. They built these multi-cylinder, high-revving, little 250s and 400s. They built them beautifully. They put all sorts of tech on them. We're not quite sure why, but we're glad they did it. Was it because they weren't allowed to have the big bikes in their home market? And so they built the tiddlers, like just went mad, just threw tech at them. Super high revving. Not the Honda, obviously, but, you know, the other stuff. This one redlines at just 14,000 RPM. It's quite high mileage, 35,000 miles, and it's, is that a mile per hour clock? Yes, it is. So it's a UK bike. Cam gear train. Yeah. So the overhead cams were driven by gears instead of push rods or anything else like that. Megatech on these. Pro-arm suspension on the back. Look at that. That was saucy, wasn't it? Single-sided swinging arm. Easy for me to say. And of course, you could take a pillion passenger. If your pillion passenger was a marmot or perhaps a ferret. A human being, possibly not. But I would imagine some lasses had to squeeze onto the back of there, and they've never forgotten it. And they never did it again. But have a bit of 1980s style fun on this amazingly advanced bit of Japanese technology for a reason that nobody's quite sure of. From 1987, it's nearly 40-year-old, £2,000 to £2,500. What a bargain. Possibly because it's higher mileage than some. Looks great. What a great looking bike. Year 2000, Suzuki GSXR 750, tricked out classic superbike for the road. This one's had a ton of money thrown at it to create British superbike replica. Yes, Yoshimura exhaust. It's got the cover there on the back, on the rear seat, little indicators, fairing brace, carbon fibre possibly, or imitation carbon fibre, air intakes there on the front. Brembo brakes, carbon fibre front mudguard, a lovely bike, K-Tech front forks. Somebody spent a ton of money here. Manxman GP10 rear suspension, yeah, it's a proper job. Hydraulic clutch conversion, forged aluminium wheels. They would have been expensive. Full stainless Yoshimura RS3 exhaust system. Yeah, superbike rep for the road. 7,750 to 8,250. Let me check the mileage. It's just under 20,000 on that one, but it doesn't look it, does it? It's in great condition. 1984 Suzuki RG250 Gamma. Look at the saddle. Ribbed for comfort. Fantastic. 247 liquid cooled parallel twin two-stroke. Legendary 250cc production racer. What a great bike. Ooh, 25,000 miles. Yes, miles. The engine has recently been overhauled by Motrack Racing, including new pistons, ring seals and bearings. A really genuine example. Look, it's even got the original exhaust. None of these have the original exhaust system on. Kickstarter, dinky little disc brake on the back with a brace on it. Twin discs on the front. Yeah, baby, twin discs on the front. Look at that, and it's only a 250. What a proper race. When you say race replica, that really is the real thing, isn't it? Very honest condition. You can tell that a lot of it, full floater. That's what's got Mr. P impressed, full floater. 25,484 miles since 1984 in the same family ownership for 33 years. A very usable, it's so evocative. It smacks of 1984, the best that 1984 had to offer, doesn't it? What a cracking bike. 3,000 to £3,500. Yamaha YZ400R, the greatest super sports road-going motorcycle ever built, discuss. 1000cc inline 4-cylinder, 6-speed. It was a demo bike, and since then, it's had one owner. Low mileage, 8,865. That is low mileage, considering it is now a quarter of a century old, 25 years old. Very little messing about with it. Braided lines. It's got a top quality Vance & Hines. They were very expensive back in the day, Vance & Hines, weren't they? None of your rubbish. Before Akrapovic took over the entire aftermarket motorcycle exhaust world, Vance & Hines were pretty much top of the tree. 4,000 to £4,500. I've said it once, I've said it a million times. Why one of the greatest motorcycles ever made is so cheap when it's got such low mileage on it, just under 9,000 in 25 years, I've no idea. It's the classic colour scheme as well for the R1. Man United colours, red, white and black. I'm not that bothered about football, but that's the best colour scheme. I do like the blue. In fact, I just like R1s. But that for me, red, white and black, classic Yamaha colours. Look at the frame. It's sculptural. I could go into raptures, Mr. P, about this, the frame on this motorcycle and the way the swinging arm there and everything. But I shan't. Instead, I'll just remind people to register to bid in our sale this Friday. Bargain, that's it so far. People overlook it because it was such a best-selling bike. They sold so many of them. People are a bit blasé. If it was hand-built in Italian, speaking of hand-built in Italian, look at this, something a bit special. 2019 Ducati Panigale V4S. One owner, collector's mileage edition. When you say collector's mileage, how many? Well, I'll tell you, less than 1,000 miles in the last 7 years. GP colour scheme, it's just been serviced, it's got a new battery. There were recalls on this model. You're probably aware of that. If you're interested in this bike, you'll be aware of the history of this motorcycle. This was the one, the first generation of the Panigale V4, where they just let it out and let people have them, even though the motor was producing absolutely insane amounts of largely unfettered power. They were thinking, well, the lads who race these don't seem to struggle, and so they thought, let's let the general public have them. And then they thought, oh, that's not a good idea, because these things are monstrous. So they had to rethink, didn't they? This is one of the Gen 1 bikes. So, buyer beware, not of like, you know, anything that you don't know about, but just, if you want a monster, a road-burning monster Panigale V4S with under 1,000 miles in 7 years, possibly because, I'm not casting aspersions, but possibly because, well, here's the thing, look at it. You could buy that just to look at it. It's a thing of beauty, an objet d'art, is it not, Mr. P? Furiously nodding his head. He agrees with me for once. However, you might ride it and then think, that's a bit nuts. So if you're looking for one of them, find another one with less than 1,000 miles on it. You won't. Our estimate, 18 to 20,000 of your English pounds. 2016, something that's a lot more, that's as fun, but not quite the same. This is what we do. We try and give you variety. Yes, we've got things like that. Find another one, as I say, with less than 1,000 miles on it. And then we've got something like this, just a bit of affordable fun. A Triumph Daytona 675R, 6-speed manual. It's got a quick shifter. It's got an arrow exhaust. It's recently had an MOT, and there were no advisories on it. It has done nearly 20,000 miles since 2016. We've got the full V5, and we estimate between £4,000 and £4,500 on a very quick, very good looking, very competent and well thought of motorcycle with the Triumph badge proudly emblazoned on the tank. 1998 Kawasaki ZX7R Ninja. Old but gold, as the lads say. Did he mean me, Phil? No? No, they don't, do they? They mean this. It's obviously in the Chris Walker, the Stalker, perhaps not the best nickname. I like Chris, I met him loads of times, worked with him a few times. Great guy, but that nickname. Might want to have a rethink there. Bit late now though. Look at all this carbon fibre. How fantastic. Look at the condition. Has it got wavy discs? Of course it's got wavy discs. It's from 1998. It was almost compulsory. Lots of very nice details on this bike, which is in, look at this, with a single seat unit mimicking the British Superbike ride of Chris Walker. Very exciting rider, wasn't he, Chris? Never sort of, if there was a tiny, tiny bit of a gap, he had a real racer's instinct, didn't he? And if it got him in trouble, he wasn't too bothered. Gotta love a racer like that, haven't you? Come on. Unless, of course, you're racing against him, in which case, maybe it's not that great, but who cares? Come on. It's called racing. It's not called riding round together. Carbon exhaust. Carbon exhaust? Yeah. Carbon silencer on the back there from Akrapovic. This bike is in fantastic condition. Again, I keep banging on about you coming down if you possibly can. I don't know, even with a cameraman as competent as Mr. P here, you're able to see just how good this is. In the flesh, it's special. It really is. It's in absolutely fantastic order. It's been beautifully looked after because it's done over 20,000 miles, but it looks great. There's barely a mark on it. It's in most places, it's better than new. 5,750 to 6,250 on that one. 2004 Yamaha YZ400R, the landmark generation R1, the lads say. Well, just for your information, lads, you're very good at what you do, but you're wrong. The first R1 is the greatest one. They're going, what, from back in the day, Grandad? Yes, from back in the day. But they're saying this is the landmark one. This is the one, in other words, where Yamaha had sorted out all the bugs or any chinks in the armour of what was one of the greatest motorcycles ever made and produced this definitive version. Still in the analogue era, it looks great, rides better than the original one if you're able to take advantage of the massive power produced by that forward inclined 4-cylinder, 4-stroke, 20-valve engine. The bike runs and rides. It might need a new battery, it says here. It's got a valid MOT. We've got 2 keys. It's done 25,000 miles from new, but is in great order. Akrapovic pipe on the back. Quick release fuel cap there. What else is new or different? Not much. Öhlins on the front. Öhlins on the back. Yes, sir. Hugger. Not too much messing about, but it says Delkovic exhaust, and then the silencer is Akrapovic. Okay, so I get it. It's Delkovic to there, and it's Akrapovic from there to there. Fantastic. What a great-looking machine. Great order to say it's done 25,000 miles. 3,250 to 3,750. Criminally cheap, in my opinion, but why not take advantage of the way the market is right now? Don't forget, if you bring your bike to us to sell it, it's on sale from the time that it gets here. The viewing this week it's Tuesday right now when I'm speaking to you via the medium of electronic what's-a-face. There's viewing Wednesday, it's throttle Thursday, this Thursday. I'll be here, the lads will be here. We'll have food and drink for sale up here on the mez, and will it be as hot as it is right now, Phil? Yeah, well linen perhaps. Yeah. Aprilia RS250. Boy, oh boy, are these things becoming collectible. That's not an RS250, it's up there. I was thinking, this RS250 has grown. It's up there, lad, you idiot. Look at that. Legendary Grand Prix-inspired superbike. The greatest of all time, the Doctor. Look at this in the classic colour combination as well. Oh, this one's so nice. Oh, Mr. P, get in and show the good people. It's like a brand new bike, this one. What's the mileage? 7,791 in nearly 30 years. A stunning, genuine example, sold new by Fowlers of Bristol. Yes. Find freedom with Fowlers. I used to do a lot of work with them. Good people, good proper motorbike people. What condition this is in. None of these things are collectible. They look great, they sound great, they're great to ride. 7,000 to £7,500 on the Aprilia RS250 Grand Prix inspired sports bike in the best livery, in great condition. Can only go up in value, he said confidently. It might not, don't hold me to that. 7,000 to 7,750. Right, it's time for the big lad now. Aprilia RSV1000 from 2008. Super low mileage collector's example. Super low mileage, you say, lads? Well, in nearly 20 years, it's done 6,000 kilometres. 1,000cc liquid-cooled V-twin, fantastic future classic. Look at the silencer on the back, Mr. P. Could you just show the good people here? Look at the size of that bugger. Fantastic. Everything about this bike is big and loud. It's got a lot of presence. The livery is fantastic. Can you believe it's nearly 20 years old? Like we say, super low mileage. You see a lot of these up for sale. You see very few with this low mileage on it. 6,000 kilometres from new. It's got an MOT, great history file. We've got all the handbooks, 2 keys and the V5. 4,750 to 5,250 is the estimate. Don't forget there are fees, minimum of 300 quid, commission, all that sort of stuff. All the details you need to know are available at our website. They are still super affordable though, aren't they? That's the way the market is right now. Look at that. Where would you find that? Like a new bike. Look at it. Ducati 916 Bypass Store. 2 seats, that means, Phil. 2 seats, 1 there. You put your feet there, you put your bum there. No thanks. Maybe to pop down the pub, something like that, for a shandy, obviously. 17,527 miles on the 1998 916, the legendary Italian superbike, as the lads correctly stick in the little bit of information that I parrot to you on these preview videos. Could do with a clean, this one. What's going on? Somebody needs to get busy with the Oh, that back wheel needs refurbing, doesn't it? There's a bit of paint reaction there on it. Not too terrible. I'm sure it's reflected in our estimate. Apart from that, it looks standard. Look at that. Standard Ducati silencers, not Termis on the back of this. Ducati Campioni del Mondo. That means, Mr. P, Ducati, the champions of the world. Yeah. Like a native I speak it, don't I? The Italiano. I could just about order a meal or a beer or get myself a hotel room or instigate a conversation with a dusky maiden. It's about it as far as I go in Italy. Largely unmolested. That needs sorting out as well. It's clouded for some reason. Largely unmolested 916 by Posto. They're super collectible. It's one of the great classic bikes of all time. Perhaps the best looking. I know I said that Egli-Vincent was the best looking bike, but that's a limited edition special. That's a production motorcycle, and it's definitely top 3 in terms of all the motorcycles ever made. When it comes to looks, it's just a thing of beauty. It could be very easily made mint for little money. The belts have been done, says the owner. We've got the old receipts and MOTs, 2 keys, the V5, 7,750 to 8,250. Find a cheaper one than that, you will struggle. Honda CB500R. Very presentable, NC23, as the lads say, a pocket rocket. Yeah, coming back to what I said about when the Japs went mental and said, remember, preserve nature always wear a helmet, and then they built like a 400 that revved to like 14,500 RPM, even though it's a 400. And it's got a 4-cylinder engine, 6-speed manual box, Rothman's race. Look at it. A proper, when they said race replica, they meant it, didn't they? They properly meant it. These are great. I was never that attracted to these back in the day. When my pal, Nick at West Coast Motorcycles, and people like Fastlane in Preston and DK were bringing in literally boatloads of these things and people were buying them. I couldn't see the appeal. Now I can. Fantastic technology in a little package that's perhaps not quite as much fun as a Blade or, you know, a GSX-R 750 or the bigger bikes, but more usable, more practical, more affordable, much more affordable, because the estimate on that one, the 1988 Honda CBR 400RR, the NC23 is £2,250 to £2,750 in our July motorcycle sale. Oh my goodness me. If it wasn't hotting up here on the Mez, it's certainly hotted up now, hasn't it? Look at that stunning machine. 1999 Ducati 916 Senna, one of 300, limited, strictly limited to 300. Which number's this? 45 out of 300 made. In fabulous condition. Of course, Ayrton Senna, like our own Sir Lewis Hamilton, whatever you might think of Sir Lewis Hamilton, he is a serious motorcyclist, as was Ayrton Senna. And so the tie-up between Ducati and Senna was genuine. It wasn't just a money grab. Makes this beautiful motorcycle even more desirable. Carbon fibre cans, carbon fibre hugger, that infill bit, front mudguard, very little sign of wear and tear on this motorcycle. Why does the 916 look so awesome in black? It just does, Berry. It just does. Mileage, 12,756. We've got, that is the paddock stand that you were supplied with the motorcycle. It's also got a cover that came with the Senna Special Edition. We've got that. We've got a nice history file with the original sales invoice to prove that it is indeed what it says it is, a Ducati 916 Senna. Why hasn't it got a logo or decal on the tank? It just hasn't. It looks fantastic without that. Look at the quality of this and the condition of this motorcycle. It's just lovely. What a thing. Ride it, look at it, polish it. I've shared a bed with one of these, Mr. P. An actual bed. Do you want to know why? No, of course you don't. But I have. 17,000 to 19,000 pounds. That's enough talking from me. Just look at it. And if you've got the money, get registering, get bidding. Only 300 ever made. Everything that comes with it is with it, and it's in beautiful condition. Honda VFR 750, a classic motorcycle. One of the best motorcycles ever made, the VFR 750. Like it says here, legendary V4 Sports Tourer. Changed motorcycling, didn't it? Mit the single-sided swinging arm. Yes, sir. These go forever, don't they? What's this one got? 36,726 miles on it. Ha! Nothing. It'll do triple that and laugh at you. Very practical. It's got a centre stand. It's got hooks back here for your baggage or whatever, or grab rail for the pillion passenger. The mirrors are actually usable. Very rare on a motorcycle of this era. 1995. Wow, is this bike 30 years old and a bit more? 36,000 miles on it. It's a great colour. It's in decent condition. Not too much sight. This has been looked after. It's had a life, wear and tear. It's all over the fork legs and the front end here. But the paint's in lovely condition. You know, it's not a show bike by any stretch of the imagination. But you can have a bike as good as that. They were fantastic. Nothing to touch them in their day. And still good to ride now. We reckon for between 1,000 and 1,500 quid. Bonafide classic. It's got a Hagen shock in 2018, Motard headers, the carbs were balanced in 2020. It was ridden here by the vendor, 80-mile round trip. Valid V5, 2 keys, 1,000 to 1,500 quid. That is the bargain if you're looking for a bargain. Just think you could be out on it. You could buy it Friday. You could be out on it at the weekend. I've got a funny feeling the weather's going to be rather warm. The sweat running down Mr. P's fevered brow. So I shall crack on. He's actually earning his money today. 1990 BMW R100 GS Paris-Dakar bike. The iconic airhead adventure bike. Was it the first? No, that was probably Yamaha. Discuss in the comments. But, like it says here, an iconic airhead adventure bike. 980 horizontally opposed boxer twin. This one's in original condition. We've got the full toolkit. Good history file. It was recently imported. I wonder where it was sold new. Was that Europe or the United States? Possibly the United States of America. Replacement silencer on the back here. Yeah, it's in very good order. Great tyres. Some wear and tear, but it's all there. There's nothing wrong with this bike. It doesn't need anything. It's ready to go. 9,000 to 11,000 pounds. They are becoming very collectible. Obviously, the era of the adventure bike is with us. Did you go to the ABR festival? The Glastonbury of biking, they're calling it. I didn't, but I've never been to Glastonbury. I've been to Glastonbury. In fact, I'm the MC of the Glastonbury music event this year in my own native Bury, Lancashire. It's all for charity. Thousands of people turn up. It's great. But never mind that, back to what we're doing this Friday, which is our motorcycle sale, our July sale. Look at the size of this bike. If you're buying motorcycles by the square yard, this has got to be the bargain of our sale, hasn't it? A 1981 Honda CB500F ball door, superb, fully running example with a white saddle. Galari saddle, ball door. Ball door there, on there, ball door all over the place. This one's in fantastic condition. Is this all original paintwork? It can't be. Hagen shock on the back. Hagen shocks on the back, yes indeed. 5-speed gearbox on this one. It has electric start. Of course it's got electric start. Look at the size of it. HPR clear, full UK V5. It's done 22,883 miles up to now. It's MOT and tax exempt because it's more than 40 years old, quite a bit. More than 40 years old, in fact. It's in lovely, lovely condition. It's a big bike. Look at that fairing. A very Honda, if that makes any kind of sense to you. Crash bars there to protect that big old, massive lump of an engine, producing so much power and so much torque. Beautiful bike, and 5,000 to 5,500 pounds is the estimate. Another classic. I feel the need, baby. And you know what I feel the need for, Mr. P? A nice glass of something, maybe lager, a shandy perhaps, because it's mad hot up here. But for now, I feel the need for speed with this Kawasaki GPZ900R, the original superbike, say the lads. Discuss, is the GPZ900R the original superbike, or is it the Honda CB500 or the Kawasaki Z1, or the Triumph Trident? No, it's not, but discuss in the comments. 6-speed manual on the GPZ900R, which is a big deal back in 1989. UK bike from new, it's had 5 owners. I love this colour scheme. Obviously, we normally see them in red. Black and gold is pressing all of the right buttons for me. This one's done 21,369 miles from new. It's got an MOT till March next year, even though it doesn't need one. Does it need one? 89? Yeah, it does need one. 4 to 4,500 pounds. Classic, 18 carat, bona fide classic bike. Oof. Is that like the Top Gun? Yes, yes, love. It's like the one Tom Cruise rode in Top Gun. Oh, could I have a go on the... Yes, you can have a go on the bike. Look, just push these down here. All you get. Fabulous. This is good, isn't it? Bit different, obviously. That's what we're about here. Variety and quality. Not in my presentation of these videos. That's a bit random, but, you know. Brendan Coogan wasn't available. I don't know why I said that. I've met Brendan. He's a lovely lad. Royal Enfield Interceptor 650 combination, like new, this one it says, with a Watsonian sidecar, which would have been very expensive when it was new in 2022. Parallel twin 650cc engine. Don't go thinking this is a single cylinder 500 or 350. No, sir. It is the classic British engine configuration. A parallel twin with 650cc's. The Watsonian sidecar looks like it was made to go with it, which it probably was. A screen has been added onto this motorcycle, and it's done the whole combination. See, I've got all the terminology, me, Mr. P. This is a combination of a motorcycle and a sidecar. 1,200 miles from new, and available now for considerably less than was paid for it in 2022. 5,000 to 5,500 pounds on that one. Now, 2006 Honda ST1300 Pan-European. Look how big it is. I look diddy, don't I, Mr. P? What are you saying? Great value touring bike. It's had a wrap. By that, I don't mean like some kid giving it, yo, check out my motorcycle. Yo. Doing that. Throwing shapes, gang signs, all that carry on. I don't know anything about that. What I do know is that this is a fantastic touring motorcycle, a proper continent crusher. You could go anywhere on this 2-up. Loads of luggage, which was fitted from new. It's all Honda luggage. You've got, look at this, highway pegs. These sort of come out like that. So when you know, rattling along to a festival in Croatia or so, I don't know why I said that. My son's going to a festival in Croatia. Perhaps he could go on this. You could. This thing will do hundreds and hundreds of miles every day, and you will be sat there in sybaritic comfort. Sorry about the big word, Phil. Right. 2006, that bike's from. It's done big miles, nearly 100,000. You're thinking, what? 100,000 miles? Yes, it's a Honda. The cops use these, the RAC use them, the AA use them. They do mega miles, not a problem. Shaft drive, 1261 V4 double overhead cam, the motor. It's colour-coded, we can see that. It's got a 5-speed gearbox. We've got a full UK V5. I'll bet it's cheap. It is. That is a lot of motorcycle. If you can see past the mileage, look at the condition. It's obviously been serviced and looked after. It's showing the wear and tear of nearly 100,000 miles, but look at the condition. We've got, oh, it's had a full body wrap. Lovely. MOT till next April. 1,700 to 2,200 on the 2006 Honda ST1300 Pan-European. Moto Guzzi Norge 1200 GT 8 valve. So, Moto Guzzi's take on, look how big this bike is. It's massive. So, it's got an 1151cc V-twin. Of course it's got a V-twin. transverse, of course, because it's a Moto Guzzi. 4-valve heads, quattro valve. You see, Phil, again, my fluency in Italiano comes in again. Quattro valve, 4 valves, right? Full luggage. Is it Givi? It's probably made by Givi, but ooh, V47, oh, Monarchy. Yeah, it's Monarchy. It is Givi, yeah. Could have just read that there, couldn't I? Well, I was guessing because I thought, I bet somebody made it for Moto Guzzi. Was it Givi? Yes, it's the Monarchy system. I like this colour. Is this brown or is it bronze? Mr. P thinks it's brown. I think he's right. They can call it bronze if they like. I don't mind it at all. I think it's quite stylish, something a bit different. 6-speed gearbox on the Moto Guzzi Norge, and 35,000 of your English miles under its wheels already since 2013. But it is ready and willing to do plenty more. Do you know what? It looks great head on. Looks like some sort of, I'm not sure, like some, well, maybe like we've got a hawk or an eagle here. It's got a look at that. That might be the first brown motorcycle I've actually fancied myself. And it might be the first brown motorcycle you fancied. 2,800 to 3,300 on the Moto Guzzi Norge 1200 GT8 valve. Right, have you got a wide angle on that thing, Mr. P? Because you're going to need it. Look at that, look at that. 1989 Honda GL1200 Goldwing Aspencade SEI. A big long name for a big long bike. 1200cc liquid cooled 4-stroke opposed boxer engine. 22,000 miles on the clock. This bike was later registered after, quite a bit after it had been manufactured, found in a crate, which is why, and the problem with the crate was, it wasn't watertight. And so, a lot of the shiny trim, a lot of the chrome work, a lot of the bright work, the polished alloy, whatever, has suffered. The seats are fine, apart from that. There we are, a bit of a problem with that one. The back one's great. There's a rest for the rider, driver. Driver, do you drive this? Look at the controls on this. Beam me up, Scotty. Aye, aye, Captain. Doo! Volume, tone, clock. Got a CB radio here. 10-4, good budgie for a coffee. Auto reverse cassette plate. Has it got a CB somewhere? Auto self-leveling suspension controls. Set the controls for the heart of the sun. We're coming on our 1989 Honda GL1200 Goldwing Aspencade SEI. Now let's address what's at the back here. For starters, a tow bar. And then what? We're not sure what's in there. I think it might pop up and be a camper. What do you think? Shall we have a look? I'll move these books out of the way. Because if you're interested in this, you probably want to know what's in there. So let me put them there and then see if I can open this. Do you know what? I bet I can't. Ah, hold on. Oh, it's just for all your gear. Yeah, you could put your tent and all that carry on in there, couldn't you? Go anywhere, spare tyre. Spare brand new tyre there and a cover for it. And all sorts of other wreckage, which I would imagine, not wreckage, goes on the top here. Just in case you need any more luggage space than it's already got. Now, the appeal of this motorcycle is going to be limited, and I'm not one of the people that's going to be in the group that it appeals to. However, I've learned as the years go by that not everybody likes the same things. Some people who like the Ducati Senna will think that that's horrible and want nothing to do with it. However, others who are into this sort of thing, and I have ridden them, and they are amazing in their own right. They're like, if you had a big touring Harley from this period, but instead of it being clunky and big and heavy and underpowered and a bit knackering to ride, although the Harley does have a lot of class and a lot of style, everything works on this. They are luxurious, they really are. Not sure how suited it'd be to the roads of Britain, but you might be thinking, I'm not going to ride it here. I'm going to set off across Europe on the damn thing. And me and the good lady are going to take all our gear in the back there and we're going to wild camp. Never mind this staying in hotels and B&Bs or Airbnb, whatever. We are going to be self-contained. We're going to take everything with us, and you could. If you want to take everything with you, this is the bike for you. And who wouldn't want to ride on the back of there? Look at that saddle there. Armrests, your little bag to put all your gear in, footboards instead of pegs. It starts, runs and rides. However, carry out your own checks before using it on the road. It's not been ridden for over a year. So it was ridden on the road a year ago. Do you need a special license to tow a trailer? Please tell me in the comments, because I'm not sure. I think I have done it, but only once for a TV programme that no, I've managed not to mention it so far. Thanks, Mr. P. He's shaking his head furiously. Let's just press on. 22,000 miles on that one. Like we say, if the Phil can come in here, we can just show you. This is not wear and tear like road use. This is because it was in that container that wasn't watertight. It's only done 22,000 miles from new. It looks like it's done a lot more. It hasn't. That could be sorted out if you fancied it. Otherwise, it's ready to go more or less. Although, with something this big, this heavy, this powerful, you want to be checking it out before you set out down the highway, because it hasn't been ridden for a year. Cheap. Thought we'd have a big price. £2,000 to £2,500 on the 89 Honda GL1200 Gullwing Aspencade SEI. It's not for me, but it could possibly be your dream bike. In our sale, our July sale, this coming Friday. Now, when I was on Top Gear, I used to go to like BBC cheese and wine shindigs. You were obliged to show your face every so often. We had a rota. So they'd say to old Tiffer's Needle, they'd be like, hey, Stiff Needles, you've got to go and, oh, bloody hell, he'd say in his distinctive Portsmouth tones. He's from Portsmouth. Right down south. You fall off the end if you go any further. And then it'd be my turn. And I went to one where I met James Cracknell and Sir Matthew Pinsent, our fine Olympic rowers, our fantastically successful Olympic rowers. And Matt Pinsent bent my ear all bloody night about motorbikes. Motorbikes, 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 motorbikes. We never talked about rowing. And he said to me, I need to get a new bike, Steve. What do you recommend? Now, when you see them on the telly or whatever, as opposed to real life, you might not realise how massive those guys are. Like a giant man. I felt like a small child shaking his hands. And I'm 5'10" and 14 stone in my Speedos. Right? So I said to him, what about a Yamaha FJR 1300? He loved it. He was on telly about 2 months after that, riding it through Europe on a BBC programme. Because he's a big, big lad. And he said in the whole shop, there were only 2 bikes you could get comfy on. One of them was the Dragstar, which is the custom-y thing. And the other one was this, the FJR 1300. The 1200 and the 1100 were touring legends. And if anything, the 1300 took it up at least a couple of notches. For all the reasons that I'm not that keen on the Aspencade we've just had, I am keen on this. This is a sports touring motorcycle. Yes, it's a big bike. Yes, it's a comfortable bike. Yes, this one's got loads of luggage. Well, it's got more than enough luggage space as far as I'm concerned with these two colour-coded panniers on either side. But what an engine that is. Absolutely phenomenal motor. 4-stroke, inline, 4-cylinder, 1300 cc's, 6-speed manual, 145 of your brake horsepowers on this motorcycle from 2018. It's got a full service history. It's got cruise control. It's got heated grips. It's got electronic suspension. It is a fantastic, and I say it again, I know it's a big heavy bike, but they are surprisingly chuckable. I used to have one. Me and the missus used to fly around on it, and it was great. I loved it. They'll pull a wheelie, these two up, without too much trouble. They've got a lot of go, a lot of pep, shall we say. You're going to think, right, what's the mileage on that one? That's what I want to know. Let me tell you. You're not going to believe this. What do you reckon? 50? I'll try it on Mr. P. What do you reckon? 50,000 miles? Lower? It's done 170,000 miles. 170,000 miles. That's what it says here. They might have added that one by mistake. I doubt it. The lads very rarely get these things wrong. I know somebody who did 120,000 on an R1 of a similar vintage to this, so I won't be surprised. It's had a wrap. This is a wrap, I think, rather than a paint job. Is it a wrap? Feels like a wrap, yeah. It's all there. It is what it is. £2,500 to £3,000, 170,000. You can always check online. I'll mention it to the lads. If it's wrong, we'll change it. Or on the day, we'll alert you to that. That is a lot of motorcycles. Most people won't be able to see past that mileage if that is the actual mileage. What they'll do is miss out on a bargain. You wouldn't want to miss out on a bargain, would you? So get registering at our website for this Friday's sale, manorparkclassics.com. Kawasaki Z900. I know the vendor. He's an excellent individual and he is a fastidious man. Everything he has to be done just so. And this motorcycle is evidence of that because it's in absolutely beautiful order. It's a credit to him and to the wonderful, clever Japanese people what built it back in 1976. Z900 in like a fantastic forest green, Mr. P. Forest green? Apple? You wouldn't eat an apple, it was that colour, would you? Be like one out of Snow White. Snow White. Weren't you in that movie? I'm only kidding, Mr. P. Air-cooled, 5-speed, imported to the UK in 1996 from the United States of America, I'm going to guess, because that's what these bikes were built for, to liberate Americans from their lovely dollars. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, was this successful at doing that. Perhaps the first super bike. I think it's one of the best looking bikes, best riding bikes. Look at that, twin discs and all that power back in 1976, but still with super stylish spoked wheels. Looks great, sounds great, goes great, is a legend. 9,000 to 11, not me, 9,000 to 11,000 pounds, the 76 Kawasaki Z900 A4. That's from a friend, that, and he is, everything has to be just so. Ever since I've known that guy, I haven't known him that long, but ever since I've known him, everything's got to be spot on. And that bike is spot on. Speaking of which, come on. Kawasaki H2 Mach 4. Just arrived this one. So we don't know too much about it other than its nickname was the Widowmaker. Its quarter mile time when Cycle World tested it back in 1971 was a second and a half quicker in a quarter mile than the fastest Porsche or the fastest Ferrari that they'd ever tested at the time. This is from that time when affordable sports motorcycles made principally by the Japanese, but some of them made by the Europeans, made by us, not the Americans, were much quicker than the most expensive car that you can buy. Not so now. These days, a blinking Tesla will show you the way home if you're not careful. But once upon a time, this was the king of the road. Never mind calling it the Widowmaker. 2-stroke, triple. This is the big one. This is the one everybody wants. This one has been restored to a condition, which I think we can all agree, is much better than the one that it left the factory. 9,000 to 10,000 on. Guess why I'm standing out of the way? Notice I'm not being in the way. It's because I know what you want to see. You don't want to see me. You want to see that awesome 1970s, 1971. Imagine buying that in 1971. What would you be progressing from when you came to that? What, a 250, maybe a single two? Can you imagine? It must have been like being an astronaut when you opened the throttle and the thing just flew forward, screaming its what's-its off. Oh. 9 to 10,000. Oh. The lad said, we've got something in there and we know you're going to go mental for it. Look at this lovely bike. 1972 Honda CB500 K2. Stunning, fully running, fully sorted out. Example. Front disc, rear drum brakes, 5-speed gearbox, electric start. It runs and rides. It was imported to the UK in 2016. We've got a V5. The odometer is reading and we imagine, oh, look at the paint. It's just fantastic. I love it. So 70s. Look at them clocks as well. Evocative. obviously restored or replaced or new reproduction ones, because it says it's done 34.6 miles. Oh no, sorry, that's the trip. 1,847 miles. I don't think so. Possibly since the no expense spared restoration. A lovely, wonderful thing. 7,000 to £7,500. Kawasaki ZZR 1100. You don't see too many of these. My old boss had one of these. He loved it. Toured on it until he got too old to be bent over touring, and he got a, what did he get? A BMW. I think a massive 1600 BMW, but he loved it when he had one of these. I rode them when they were new. Big, heavy, fast, powerful bike. Fastest bike in the world, wasn't it, when it was launched, the ZZR 1100. 1052 liquid cooled 16 valve inline 4. This has been pampered and looked after. We've got lots of history and invoices. 2 keys, the V5, the last MOT expired in 2018. Since then, it's not been used. It's obviously been stored somewhere nice and dry and warm, away from horrible wetness, dampness, and all sorts of other corrosive nonsense. Probably had an electric blanket draped over it. Probably came in and gave it a bit of a pet and a bit of a polish every now and again, because it's in fantastic condition. 35,000 miles from new. I'll bet it's available for a ridiculous amount of money. No reserve is the answer to that question, since you ask. No reserve. In our sale, our July motorcycle sale, which happens this Friday from 11 a.m. GSXR 1100 K5 road and track bike project. Right, so is this road legal? Yeah. We've got a good amount of MOT history on what looks like a race bike. So obviously it's road registered. We've got a dyno printout showing that this thing knocks out 660 brake horsepower. Plenty of stickers for activities at Donington Park. My favourite circuit, Croft, Donington, Cadwell. Yeah, somebody's been out on this, had a lot of fun with it, and the next person to go out and have a lot of fun with it could be you. Original dealer service and handbooks. We've got a V5 for it. Yeah, it's road legal. That'd be fun on the road, wouldn't it? Not too comfy with that race. This is a proper track day job, this, isn't it? Never mind taking your actual road bike on track days and then binning it and doing horrible damage to it. Buy this instead. Then if you bin it, so what? Just get some more cheapo bodywork and fire it on it. That's what this is for. Super fast, super exciting. Cheap thrills. That's what this is. 1,500 to 2 grand on the 2005 GSXR 1000 K5, one of the best thought of Gixxer Thows. The K5, a bit of fun for not a lot of money at all. Honda XL250S, twin shock project, kickstart, 5-speed gearbox. Is it a UK bike? Replacement upside down forks. Oh yeah, look at them forks on the front. A lot more high tech than what was fitted originally back in 1980. Supermoto wheels. Yeah. Absolutely supermoto wheels. No paperwork on this bike. Sorry about that, but there isn't. It's a no reserve sale in our sale this Friday. But do you know what? I think I might buy it. Don't get high on your own supply, Berry. Too much good stuff here, that's the problem. Yamaha YZ1. XL250S. Oh, where's the Yamaha? Ah, here it is. Right. Very original running example from 1971. Look how diddy it is. Even you could ride this, Phil. That's how diddy it is. Is it meant to be like, you know, like those little Benellis and Honda Groms and stuff like that? I think it might be meant to be like that, like a sort of shrunk down full-size motorbike for adults. It's not a kid's bike. It's got indicators. It's a road bike for adults, but almost everything about it is diddy, including that diddy drum brake on the front and one on the back. Auto lube, so it's 80. Is it a 2-stroke, this? Well, it must be if it's got auto lube. Daft bugger. Me, not you. Yamaha 8 for once, Phil. Complete running bike, 4 owners from new, full UK V5, 1,000 to 1,500 quid. That is, when it says very original, I think it's almost completely original. Where would you find another one? Yamaha YZ1. I've never seen one before. That's one of the best things about coming here. I see bikes I've never seen before. And I see bikes that I've seen a lot of, like this Honda CB500 runs and rides, 6-speed manual. Yeah, it's a 6-speed this. 250, air-cooled. Don't think so, lads. Hold on, it can't be. Has it got a radiator? I can't see one. It's got an old cooler. Yeah. Right, anyway, it's a CBF250. We've got no V5 with it, but we do have 2 keys. It starts and runs well. Plates on the back, obviously, so we know where it's come from. No reserve on that one. Mileage, 31,850. Yeah, it's a do-everything bike, that, isn't it? Like some bikes have to be. I like them. Good, honest motorcycles. Go to work, have a bit of fun, off on your holidays, whatever. Boom, starts every time. The magic word, Honda. Yes, I know I'm a Honda fanboy. What of it? Yamaha SR125. Look at this. It's not a motorcycle, baby. It's a chopper. No, it's a motorcycle that looks a little bit like a chopper if you squint. Perhaps if you bang your head. Great. How many people have these as the first bike? A lot. 124 air-cooled, single overhead cam, 2-valve, single cylinder. 2-valve, rather. Single cylinder. 2-cam. That'd be odd. Complete bike. Learn a legal project. We've got a key for it. No reserve. 1997 SR125. 1972 Suzuki T250 Café racer style bike. Yes, somebody has made that in a shed, haven't they? That's one of the best things about Britain. Men in sheds, people in sheds, men and women in sheds. Maybe not women in sheds, but there you go. People in sheds making things by hand, taking joy in the craft of doing it and the act of creation, and then saying, right, I want to build something else now, so I'm selling this. It's a bit haphazard in places, but I'll tell you what it is. It's distinctive. You are certainly not going to turn up at your local bike meet, no matter how many thousands of people also rock up, and see anything that looks like that. Distinctive is the word. 1,500 to 2,000 on the 72 Suzuki T250, 2-stroke, twin-cylinder, Café racer. 1965 Honda Hawk CB77, 304cc air-cooled parallel twin. No exhausts, rather obviously. Electric start, front and rear drum brakes. We have no paperwork, but it's an import. We do, no paperwork apart from the Nova certificate. So it's an import, no exhausts on it. I can see that. Has it got carburetors? No, sir. And also the clutch cover and such like, primary cover, as the Americans would have said, is missing. It's a project bike. We've got a key, nice saddle, tank's decent, forks aren't so bad either. The nacelle, the headlight, this is all intact. This would all clean up nicely. It's a project. No reserve. 65 Honda Super Hawk CB77. Suzuki GSF400 VVC. Was this called the Goose? No. No, it's a Bandit, that's right, but it's a 400 Bandit. It's an import, isn't it? Did we have these in the UK? Tell me in the comments. It's got data tag on it. So yeah, it's probably a UK bike. No, KM clocks, import. Originally made and originally sold in the land of the rising sun. The frame's different, isn't it, to a regular Bandit? Good looking machine, although obviously the tank is possibly not. Nothing seems to go with anything else because that colour doesn't go with that colour and that colour doesn't go with that colour. So somebody's put it together out of different parts. It's had a tough life. It's done 32,000 kilometres from new since 1998. But, like I said, we're all about variety. Yes, we've got an Egli-Vincent replica jobby for a ton of money. We've got bikes in here. We've got the 916 Senna, limited edition Senna, ton of money. Or we've got this, no reserve. We're trying to include everyone who has a love and a passion for motorcycles that men like him, wielding the camera, they just don't understand because he likes technology and stuff like that. And he's got a Volvo, although I have to admit it's very nice because I've been in it. Honda C, it's horses for courses, isn't it? 1979 Honda CB500N. A good, honest motorbike that, boy, oh boy, has had a hard life. I want to take this bike home and give it some love just because it's been so used and abused. What's the mileage? It's only 6,120 miles from new, surely not. It must have been left in like a chicken shack or something like that, or just out in the open in a field. 1979 it's from, CB500N. I used to see, as a younger fella, blokes who looked like my dad going to work on one of these in Bury, Lancashire, wearing a donkey jacket probably, and an old-fashioned open face helmet with a peak on it, and sometimes, Mr. P won't believe this, they'd be smoking a tab while they were riding along to work. People used to do that. And like my dad, no gloves, middle of winter. It wasn't that far to where he went, but my dad, gloves. Gloves were an affectation in the middle of winter. Just put his donkey jacket on and his old helmet and he was off. From a different time. I'll bet for a lot of people, strong nostalgia evoked by that low mileage bike. What a shame it's been neglected like that. No reserve. Buy it, show it some love, it deserves it. Ducati 900 SS IE in Gallo Fly. Yellow. Do we like yellow Ducatis? Do we like Ducatis? Of course we like Ducatis. We're motorcyclists. We like all motorcycles, but we like some more than others, and I have a particular fondness for this marque. Now, this one, let me see if I can, we can't tell you a lot about it because it's literally just arrived. It's got a back tank cover on there with the fixing for your luggage and whatnot. Fast release fuel cap. It's got the fob, because this is going to be from the fob era where you've got disarm the immobiliser and all that carry on. Because when's it from this? 2003. Hey, it's in good order. Completely stock. Stock rear plastic hover, stock big old Brabantia pedal bin, swing bins type silencers. Normally they've been fired off and a termies have been put on there. You get a carbon hugger on the back, don't you? The person who's bought this has left it absolute. It's very rare that you see this. Has left it absolutely standard. As it left the factory in Bologna with the legendary L-twin motor in there. Not the most powerful, but full of character. A legendary name, a legendary mark. Desmodromic valve actuation on the twin-cylinder engine. Twin discs on the front because it's the 900. Apart from that, I can't tell you too much. Bodywork's in really good order. Is it digital by now? No, we have got a reading. It's in miles, and it's done 21,000 miles from new since 2003. The estimate is 1,500 to 2 grand, completely standard. The lads have a tendency to use the word unmolested, which I enjoy because I like saying it. I say, it is like me, shame we can't include Mr. Phil, unmolested, right? That one is. That. Hey, and look at that, it's got an interesting number, F4 EGB. Although the Polis, I'm saying that because it's got a Scottish, it's got a Solitaire on the back. So, F4 EGB. Is this your motorcycle, sir? I just want to talk to you about your number plate. Yeah, that'd be cheap to fix though, wouldn't it? Oh, goodness me. Ducati Monster 821, a pampered example from a true Ducatisti. 5,000 to 5,500 pounds on this one. 821 liquid cooled Testeretta L twin. Testeretta. Tail tidy. Yes. Termigonic exhaust silencers. Yes, sir. In lovely carbon fibre. Heated grips. Don't mind if I do. For those chilly mornings. Crash protectors, yes, there. Belt change won't be required for 2 years on this one. It's got a great history. 2 keys, we've got the V5. Does it look like a brand new motorcycle? Yes, it does. Wow, great looking bike. 5,000 to 5,500. It is pampered. The lads have said this bike's pampered. Look at it, there's not a mark on it. Find a fault with that bike. You can't. Unless you don't like Ducatis, in which case, you're no friend of mine. 5,000 to 5, and you're saying, and I'd like to keep it that way, fine. 5 to 5,500 pounds. Oh. Sold out at Ducati Manchester, not so far from here. Incredible condition. Look at them tyres. Pirelli Diablos. Oof. Marvellous. Honda MTR 125. Lovely lightweight post-classic race bike. 125cc liquid cooled single cylinder. Yeah, look at that little race bike engine in there. 2-stroke. RMC registered for classic racing. Ready to race or parade. We've got a great spares package that comes with this legit racing bike. Look how horribly uncomfortable it would be to ride with those. The bars are so tight in. All you've got is the big Skitsu rev counter there, giving you all the information. Like when people say you've been racing and they go, how fast were you going when something terrible happened or you won or whatever? And you go, I haven't got a clue. All I've got is this big mad rev counter. And I just look at that. I look at that and I think, is it going to blow up? Proper job that, isn't it? That is excitement on wheels. This has got to be expensive. Let me have a look. No. 1979 MTR 125 post-classic race bike, ready to rock and roll. Spares package comes with it. It's registered £4,750 to £5,250. If you know what you're looking at, you're thinking, bloody hell, that's cheap. Look at the frame, the way that it's welded. It is a thing of beauty. Super thin, lightweight tube. Is this, look at that. Wonderful work. The workmanship on this bike. Everything's diddy, but it's a 125. So you're trying to keep it small, you're trying to keep it light. But somehow, it's something that isn't intended to look beautiful. You know, like a lot of bikes, there's a look, isn't there? It's been designed by a designer. That hasn't been designed by a designer. It just looks that way. That tank's just like that because that's the best way, the lightest weight, the easiest way, the quickest way, and somehow it ends up looking beautiful. 5,000 about on the 79 Honda MTR. Yamaha TZ750 Evocation. One of the last TZ Spondon frames built. Because, yes, oh, well, let's not go into what happened with Spondon. Let's move on. 747 inline 4-cylinder 2-stroke, 6-speed. Not that I'm saying anything bad about them, but, you know. New old stock forks, new swinging arm, all new bodywork, new fabricated exhaust, great parade bike potential. This is a TZ750 Evocation. It's meant to look, sound and ride like the original Yamaha TZ750, one of the top 3 or 4 possibly race bikes of all time. Massively influential, dominant in its time. Look at them wheels. Wonderful. British made Astrolites. I think they still make them. I think they stopped making them for 25 years and then another company popped up and started making Astrolite wheels in Sheffield. Correct me if I'm, again, rambling and completely wrong. I think I might be right this time, though. Everyone's right once, aren't they, Phil? Even you. Right. 38 to 42,000 on the 79 Yamaha TZ750 Evocation. Spondon framed, one of the last Spondon in Derbyshire, where they did wonderful, wonderful work. One of their last frames, Agostini replica. 38 to 42,000 pounds. Yamaha XS1100 Dragster. This, back, move away from me. With this heat upstairs, all I'm saying to you, Phil, is you shower before work, not after. That Lynx Africa that you keep spraying on, it's doing nout in this heat. Very partial to the Lynx Africa is Mr. P. XS1100 Dragster. Just arrived this one, we don't know too much about it. Look at that, look at the back tyre. It's off a big mad car. Completely slick. There's no tread on it. You get pulled over on that, Phil. Excuse me, sir, is this your bike? Your rear tyre. Goodyear Eagle back tyre. Especially, everything's one off on this, isn't it? Apart from the engine. So RC 1220 turbo. Wo ist der turbocharger? Where is it? Ah, there it is. Where is it? What am I talking about? Look at that bad lad. There's the turbo. Diddy little forks. Single disc on the front. Look at this. Folks, shall I give people a demo? I'll get on, Mr. P. Right, so, obviously, I have had a do at this. Terrifying. So your feet go back there. That's you on one of these. Being fight like a cannonball. You like a cannonball. Boom, you get fired out. Wow. What a thing. Pip Iam at the Village Bike Shop here in the Northwest. He was the man, wasn't he, in this world. Gone now, Pip. But this bike is still here. I'm not saying this is one of his. I think he was a Suzuki man. This is a Yamaha XS1100 base motorcycle. AR racing. We don't know too much about it. It was in the 50th anniversary sprint at Santa Pod in 2008. Right? Anti-wheelie. You know what these are, Phil? You know these don't come off. This. Yeah, it does. They're wheelie bars, aren't they? They bolt on there and stop you from, like, horribly flipping the whole thing over. Motorcycles come in all shapes and sizes, don't they? And we've got them all here at Manor Park, including a 1980 Yamaha XS1100 dragster, which we reckon, look how cheap this is, £2,500 to £3,000. I mean, you couldn't exactly go down the shops on it, could you? But that is a lot of turbo technology and a lot of motorcycle for not a lot of money. These prices that I give you are estimates, of course. We don't know what's going to happen on the day. That's the beauty of the auction in some way. That's the tragedy of an auction in some way. There are winners, there are losers. All human life is there and will be this Friday, but also Throttle Thursday. Throttle Thursday, it's a bit of a get-together. We have food and drink up here on the mez. It's great, loads of camaraderie. Loads of people come down just to have a poke about with no intention of buying or selling. We know that, but we don't mind. We're trying to promote motorcycling. We're trying to open it up to everybody, publicise what we do, Throttle Thursdays, here at Manor Park, the day before the sale, every time. Lambretta LD150, I like this, it's a lovely thing. Nice colours. 150 air-cooled, two-stroke, single-cylinder, part of a private scooter collection, runs rides, does everything it should do. It's got 11,400 miles on the odometer. They sold a ton of these in the UK. I think in 1958, they sold over 100,000 Lambrettas, not just scooters, Lambretta scooters in a year. That's how big the scooter market used to be in the UK. Unfortunately, the tax ran out in 2004. But never mind. 627 RHX. Got a little bit of a leak there, a bit of an oil leak there, but I'm sure that's easily solved. However, you probably won't want oil leaking onto your tyre, so before you ride it, just sort that out. Apart from that, it's in lovely condition, lovely original condition. Shark's teeth, that's what they call them, Phil. Because they look a bit like shark's teeth. Very hard to find. And these runners, they look original. Lovely colours, twin saddles, spare wheel, rack on the back, £2,750 to £3,250. There's a Vespa. I had one of these. Vespa 150 Super with not 10-inch wheels like on most scooters, 8-inch wheels. Look at that, they're like casters. I've told you the story about how I put a wheelbarrow tyre on one of these. Dad, can I have that tyre? What for? For my scooter? Yeah, go on. I'm sure he said that to teach me a lesson. Put a wheelbarrow tyre on one of these. It made the handling, which isn't the best to start with, even worse. But I love this. Look at the colour. Look at the condition of that. The paintwork is fabulous. The seats are good. Everything's good. It's a top drawer restoration on a modest little motor scooter from 1966, the Vespa 150. Ford ST Orange, I thought I recognised that colour. It suits it really well. Twin tailpipe on the saucy little exhaust system that's on it, which I bet makes a great little ring-a-ding-ding sound. 4 keys, it's HPI clear, we've got a V5, the last MOT expired. It's just expired, the last MOT. It needs a new one. Look at it, lovely thing. £3,000 to £3,500. Suzuki, now. Come to daddy. I love this bike. I think this is the coolest motorcycle we've ever had here at Manor Park. Not the best looking, not the fastest, not the most desirable, not the most collectible. I think it's the cool is very hard to define, isn't it? Some things are. No, I'm not cool. I know that. It's all right. I'm fine with it. I know I'm not. But I know it when I see it. That is a very cool motorcycle. And there is not one thing about that bike that I would change. Not one sticker I would remove. Not one scratch I would have painted out. Not one thing. I would ride it exactly as it is. And lots of people would say, I thought I'd turned up on the coolest bike because this bike is road legal. Full UK V5 on this one. You could ride it on the road. You'd know that the people who know would think that that is the coolest bike. Look at it. All the stickers from all the track stuff it's done. It's a slab side. 1988 Suzuki GSXR 1100 Slingshot. For men of a certain age, it doesn't get better than this. Pipe with silencer, foam air cleaners, a lot of stickers. It's done its time on the track. It's got a big mad rev counter up here. What kind of tyres have we got on it? Track tyres. Still with quite a bit of life left in them, although they have had a hard life. Braided lines. How good is that? Come on, wonderful. 1988 Suzuki GSXR 1100 Slingshot, running track bike with a V5. Electric start, 5-speed gearbox, works exhaust, race fairing, Öhlins damper. We have a full V5, like I said. It's done. We don't know, because there's no clock on it. There's just a big mad rev counter. £3,500 to £4,000. I don't care how much you spend, how rare your bike is, how collectible it is, how whatever it is not as cool as that motorcycle sat there right now. 1988 Suzuki GSXR 1100 Slingshot. In our sale this Friday at Manor Park Classics, £3,500 to £4,000. It's where we think the hammer will fall. I blinking love it. Where is the line between a motorised bicycle and a motorcycle? Well, in the 1950s, when the Norman Nippy and the Rally Wisp and stuff like that were batting about, people asked that question. They're asking it again because this is ostensibly a mountain bike. However, it has a motor, an electric motor, and it has all sorts of characteristics that a motorcycle would have, like disc brakes front and rear, telescopic forks. It's made by Benelli. Yes, those people. It's got the Italian flag all over it. It may have been designed in Italy, I would imagine. Tecnologica Motoliclistica. The Chinese people that built it, or wherever it was built, must have thought, I wonder what that means. Anyway, I'm not knocking it because that's the way a lot of things in the modern world are done. This is an expensive piece of kit. It has been tried and tested by the staff here at Manor Park Classics, and they've said, Steve, you won't believe how good that thing is. It's fantastic. Look how much they are new. A Benelli Ackley. ACHLE Ackley 29 pedal assisted mountain bike. Look how much they are new. 36 volt Samsung lithium ion battery, hydroformed aluminium frame, 250 watt rear hub drive charger. Obviously it's got a conventional derailleur and gears. Is it a motorcycle? Is it a cycle? We don't know what it is, but we all think it's pretty awesome, especially those of us that have ridden it. Look up how much it is. We reckon, well, there's no reserve. It's going to sell in our sale on Friday. Yamaha XS2. No doubting what this is. This is a motorcycle. This is a British motorcycle made by the Japanese. Yes, Yamaha went, we really like Triumphs and BSAs and Nortons. I tell you what, let's solve the problems that those motorcycles have by building a better version. The XS650. Super desirable these days. This one is absolutely fantastic. It's in great condition. It's obviously been restored. No expense spared. Get this, the bill for the chrome, just for the re-chroming on this motorcycle, £2,500 just for the re-chroming. £9,000 bill on the restoration for this bike. New seat, new tyres, and in the engine, new valve seals, new piston rings. It's got new rear shocks, fresh oil in the forks. We've got the V5. Like I said, £9,000 restoration. And the estimate on this, despite the fact that somebody's bought the bike and then spent 9 grand on it, and they've won a lovely little trophy at the Western Park Motor Show in Telford. I bet that was a cracking day out. You get the trophy if you buy the bike. £5,000 to £5,500, come on, that's got to be value for money right there. Like a British bike, but better. Harley-Davidson 1943 WLC. It was wartime. Harley built more of this model than I think any other bike they've ever made. Side valve 750, 4-stroke, 3-speed hand shift, 25 brake horsepower, which doesn't seem like a lot, but you know, you've got different requirements when you're fighting Nazism than when you're popping down to the Trossachs with the good lady for a bit of sightseeing. Registered as historic. We have a full UK V5 on this one. It's MOT exempt, of course. We don't know what mileage it's done because on the odometer, it says it's done 1. And I bet it's done a lot more than that. That's a bit optimistic, isn't it? 120? Blimey. What a thing. 1990 Harley-Davidson Sportster. There's some nice kit on this one. Really nice. Like the grips, the levers there. Who is this? I'm trying to read that. K something. It's quality equipment. This lovely sort of pooch. It's like a Putch maxi tank, that, isn't it? From back in the day that people used to put on choppers. 2 fillers there. It's a Sportster. There's a lot of chrome plating on it. Solo saddle with springs. Not quite sure why, because you've got 2 perfectly adequate shock absorbers there, but it's all part of the look, like with the offset number plate there. These tyres are good. They're Harley-Davidson's own tyres. This bike has been built at great expense. Has it been hopped up, the motor? Has it been hopped up? Is it souped up? Yes, it is souped up. It's registered as an 883. We believe it to be a 1200. You could do that, couldn't you? You could put the top end of a 1200 onto the 883. Many bespoke one-off parts, shorty carburettor with the S&S air cleaner, the iconic teardrop S&S air cleaner on here. It's got a chrome tank. The last MOT expired at the end of August last year. We reckon it's done 666 miles. But it is a human number, 666. Yeah, the number of the beast, and it could just be the beast for you, that. I'd just like to say that we in Manor Park Classics don't approve of Satanism or devil worship before we go any further, in case anybody... It was just a little joke, but that's allegedly the mileage on that motorcycle. Old blue, it's even got a name. £5,000 to £5,500. I thought, 3.5, that's cheap. £5,000 to £5,500 on that one. 2005 Harley-Davidson Sportster 1200. Beautifully presented, a very clean example. Lots of extras on this bike. Is this a 1200 Sportster? Is this how big they got? Wow. Air-cooled V-twin, 1200cc, new wheels, tyres and spokes. Right, okay, so rims and spokes, that's right. Vance & Hines pipes, yes, the expensive ones. Lots and lots of extra chrome work on this motorcycle, and it had a lot to start with. White wall tyres. Some people might consider, hey, look at these. What were these called? I had these on a Lambretta. I'm trying to remember. Sundance, that's right. Sundance grips. This is why I get the big money, Phil, because I can drag that out of the memory bank 40-odd years on. Sundance grips. In other words, a lot of love, a lot of time, a lot of money expended on what was already quite an expensive motorcycle. You might be able to pick it up with just 6,000 miles on it for, we think, £5,000 to £5,500. Kawasaki VN900 Vulcan, classic Vulcan. Hey, Phil, can I do the Vulcan mind meld on you? No? Okay. Got to be consensual, the mind meld. 11,000 miles on this one. Isn't it a big bike? Wow, massive. Proper big job, this. 903cc, liquid cool, 55-degree V-twin. Starts on the bottom, footboards, obviously. These big pullback bars. The instrument panel there, it looks like it divides the tank. Of course, it doesn't. It's just sat there because this is the style that they were aiming for, i.e. custom Harley style with Japanese performance, Japanese reliability, Japanese brakes. Vance & Hines pipes on this one. Again, they're the expensive ones. V5 is present, 4,750 to 5,250. The 2014 Kawasaki VN900 Vulcan Classic Indian, not a Royal Enfield, an Indian Scout, a very low mileage example from 2020. This is from 2020. How's this bike 6 years old? Looks like it's 6 days old. I like this just in black like that. I think it really suits the bike. Barely used example of a much loved model. Owner's manual, data tag, rear backrest added there for the rear seat passenger. It might be an advantage to you, which is why I'm pointing it out. Look how low that saddle is. I'm only 30 in the inside leg. I'm 5'10", 11 on a good day, but only 30 in the inside leg. It's a very low saddle on this one. That might be an advantage to you. Or you might just like the style and the performance and the fact that it's an all-American motorcycle, but it's not a Harley. It's an older company than Harley-Davidson. It's Indian. Yeah, they've been through a few different owners. It's an Indian Scout. Great looking bike. Hardly any miles on it, less than 1,500 miles, 6 to 6,500 on that one. The 1990 Yamaha XV535 Virago, as the lads say here, the perfect entry-level cruiser. 535cc, air-cooled, 4-stroke V-twin, they go forever, they are indestructible. I know that for a fact. We tried to kill one once, they are unkillable. They just go, they don't mind if you don't service them. Wave an oily rag in their general direction once a decade, they just keep going. Nice original condition, completely standard, 2 keys, 18,000 miles since 1990, 1,200 to 1,750 on the Yamaha Virago. Have you made it this far? What do you want, a medal? You want a medal, Phil? See, in many ways, Phil is the Motley to my Dick Dastardly, isn't he? For all kinds of reasons. You're not having a medal, right? Thursday, Throttle Thursday. We do it every time we have a motorcycle sale here at Manor Park. We open up the mares. It's a chance for you to come down the day before, check out the machines, bit of socialising. We have food and drink. I'll be here, but as I always say, don't let that put you off. The sale starts this Friday at 11 a.m. prompt. Make sure you get online and register to bid in that sale. I will see you lot, possibly Thursday, but definitely Friday here at Manor Park.